7 days EuroCup in association with
Destiny awaits. A ticket to the Euro League, the prize.
We have fans on our side. We are happy to pass another round.
As this year's standard setters, Gran Canaria and Turk Telekom Ankara go toe-to-toe.
I'm proud of my players. I love them.
We got 40 more minutes. 40 more minutes. I'm good to go. Let's go.
It all comes down to this, the 7 days EuroCup final. Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to a beautiful spring evening as you join us at the Gran Canaria Arena for the final showdown to determine who will be progressing through to the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. It's the final of the 7 days EuroCup featuring Turk Telekom Ankara. 13-5, second in Group B behind Gran Canaria in the regular season. A suffocating defensive effort in the semi-final saw them prevail by 2 on the road at the Riga Arena in Latvia to eliminate Prometei Slobozanska. So they will be coming in confident mood, the third Turkish team to reach a EuroCup final. But they were involved in a slight accident. Road traffic accident on the way to practice. Let's hear from Erdem Can, who's sporting a neck brace after being injured.
What is going to be the key of the match, do you think?
Play fair, play tough.
So after that fender bender suffered on the way to practice by Turk Telekom Ankara, Erdem Can understandably not in the mood for talking ahead of this final. Gran Canaria arrive here with the best record in the EuroCup, 15-3 in the regular season. They are a perfect 12-0 at home, sporting a new club record for the most wins at home in European competition, playing in their second EuroCup final. And they will be hoping to complete a season sweep over Turk Telekom Ankara after having beaten them in round 16 and round 7. Let's hear from Jaka Lakovic.
Well, for sure, I'm sure we're gonna see a very tough match, physical on both sides. And we have to be able to stand up for this, physical in defense, protecting our rebound, and build from there on. Thank you.
So the last 2 teams standing in the 7 days EuroCup go head-to-head in this single elimination final as Gran Canaria welcome Turk Telekom Ankara to the Gran Canaria Arena to determine who will go through to the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague, the final of the 7 days EuroCup, opening tip just moments away. Well, an expectant atmosphere being generated among the fans, and it's an overwhelmingly partisan crowd who will be cheering on the home team. My name's Ronald McIntosh. I'll be your lead commentator for this 7 days EuroCup final. There is the newly minted MVP, Jerian Grant, and I'm delighted to say that alongside us in the commentary box as we go through the key players is Martin Henlin, providing co-commentary and insightful analysis on what a season Jerian Grant has had, Martin.
Yeah, he really has, Ron. Thanks for the introduction. I thought you were introducing me as the MVP. I was like, oh, thank you.
You are the MVP, Martin, always, man.
But what a season he's had. He leads the EuroLeague in minutes played. He's been the absolute rock that this team has been built around. And then, actually, this is a great follow-up for him because, to me, Tyreek Jones is the crucial piece of the puzzle. The 3 games he didn't play this season, they lost all of them. He is an absolute rock in the middle. He is toughness personified and will excel against this Gran Canaria outfit.
And in the semi-final, he pulled in a career-high 14 rebounds, just emphasizing and underlining what Martin has pointed out, because he is the real glue on the interior for the visiting team. Even though it's a final, we're not at a neutral venue by virtue of having that best record in the competition. Gran Canaria with home court advantage throughout. Let's
So don't undermine the moving pieces here. This is very much the broader team of Gran Canaria against the tight first six of Turk Telekom.
So who will be able to establish their identity most immediately? Both teams coming through tough semi-final victories, one-possession results, with Gran Canaria prevailing here at Gran Canaria Arena in an all-Spanish affair over Joventut Badalona, who refused to lie down. Turk Telekom Ankara with that road victory over Promete Slobozanska in the Latvian capital. So here a look at the roster for Turk Telekom Ankara, and as you've said, their identity, looking to use that core and rely heavily on the players that will get plenty of minutes.
Yeah, and the thing is that sixth player, you will see their starting five, it's interchangeable with Coach Chan, but that sixth player changes game to game, so there'll be somebody else off the bench that will get some extended minutes behind that core trio of Jones and Grant and Butai. But it could be anybody. That's the whole thing. You don't know who it is. Now with Gran Canaria, everybody contributes. We know Brasino will come out, lights out, shooting it hard early in the game. But then he's got the size. Balcerowski, does he start the big Polish guy tonight? Or does he go with a slightly smaller lineup, try to dominate the paint? This is where Tariq Jones is a fascinating matchup for Ankara. This is a perfect final. It's interesting how you said, you've got the first place in Group B against the second place in Group B. All season long, all the news has said Group B is the weaker group. Yeah, at the death, the two teams standing are number one and number two from Group B.
Indeed. And in sports in general, basketball perhaps in particular, to try and get a win over the same team 3 times in one campaign, wow, that is a tall order indeed. That's what Gran Canaria are aiming to achieve. They've won 2 out of 2 so far. But again, all or nothing. Turk Telekom Ankara coming in with extra emotion, overcoming the adversity of that fender bender this morning. They've got a point to prove.
Yeah, you can say that again, Ron, but at that third win, it's basketball more so than any other team sport. It's so difficult to beat a team 3 times in a season. They played twice in the regular season. Now, of course, Gran Canaria thought that's it, we've done. We've swept them, we won't see them again, and now they're back. Now, you don't think Ankara's got a little bit of extra motivation on the back of that? And adds the fact that these two teams have met, this is their 5th time they've met this century. All 4 games have gone the way of Gran Canaria. If ever there's something set up for an upset, this is the night it's going to be.
So, pocket of fans in attendance, waving the crescent moon on the Turkish flag. Take Telekom Ankara with plenty of support. There is a newly minted MVP of the season, a man who was named quarterfinals MVP. The man who'll be coming out in a few moments' time was the semi-finals MVP, Axel Bute. We've got garlanded players across both rosters because Alexander Bolcharovsky has picked up his 2nd Rising Star Award. adding to the one that he won in 2021. And now taking it back from his teammate, Khalifa Diop, who won it last season. And there's the Coach of the Year, evidence to the quality that we've got on display tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been such a fascinating EuroCup season. We've seen some highs, we've seen some lows, we've seen some teams who have disappointed us, and ultimately we have got the two best teams standing. What Ankara did going in and taking out Slobozanska in the semi-final, a team that had won 13 straight, justified their position here at the winners' table. And Gran Canaria have done it the right way. They are here as the best team in the EuroCup, 13-5. They have earned the right to have home court advantage in this championship game. That's what they played hard all season for. That's what they've got now. Can they close out and get that coveted award, EuroCup championship and the ticket to the EuroLeague?
So it's the second final for Gran Canaria. Made it to the championship game in 2015 where they were down by Khimki Moscow region to Telekom Ankara. Looking to become or get that ticket. Remember, it's only the winners who are guaranteed to go through to the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague. So as well as getting that piece of championship hardware for the trophy cabinet, for the club's heritage, the progression to the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague, the prize that awaits the victor.
Well, exactly, and you see how well that's worked out for the likes of Monaco.
Absolutely.
Playing they're one victory away from going to the Final Four in the EuroLeague. It is truly the road to greatness, and that is something that why these fans will have 11,500 fans in the house tonight cheering their team on. And Gran Canaria the opportunity to do something that they've never achieved before in this manner. To win the EuroCup, it's something that they are long wanted to do. And then for that young man, their head coach, Jaka Lakovic, if he can take them to the promised land, that will be a fortuitous and awesome journey, as it would be for Erdem Can of Ankara, because he's gone from a career as an assistant coach to Coach of the Year. That's quite a journey too.
Most certainly. See his mobility limited tonight. But for both teams, this is it. The final 40 minutes, they will be leaving everything that is left within them out on the floor. Who will be able to summon up the extra reserves when required? Who will be able to keep their poise and composure in what is likely to be a cauldron of an atmosphere? As we take a look at the starting five, it's a two-guard backcourt of Tony Taylor and Jerian Grant, Erkan Yilmaz, Axel Butay and Tyreek Jones, the three-man front line for the visiting team.
Exactly what you'd expect. Yilmaz is the one who later in the season has had 10 starts to his name, and he, for me, is one of the role players that I think is going to be under-expected. But this is what you have in the championship game. Somebody will come up big that you weren't expecting. Gran Canaria knows what they're going to face up against, so there's no surprises there.
For the home team, it's a backcourt of AJ Slaughter and Andrew Albisi. How much experience exists under the belts of those two floor generals, Nicholas Brasino, John Schörner and Alexander Bolcharovsky, the trio on the front line for the home team.
Yeah, that's a promising front line. If you already mentioned Albasi, we've highlighted before the game. Schörner, first team all EuroCup. Bolcharovsky, the rising star. What a great season he has had. The 23-year-old Polish guy who came through the Gran Canaria Academy system as well. Forget his passport, this guy's Granca through and through. And Nick Brasino, we've already mentioned, he will come out firing. The number 9, there's a shot he didn't like. I haven't ever seen it yet. Look for him to shoot early. What Gran Canaria will want to do is get their three-point game going. They want this to be a high-scoring affair. Turk Telekom are going to try and grind it down. They want to slow it down, have their half-court general Grant dominate proceedings.
Let's listen in to Erdem Can and Jaka Lakovic.
Hey, we play 25 this side. Go here. When they are working, here, hand off to Nico, okay?
So the respective head coaches giving their final instructions, their final reinforcements of what they've been working on all season long, and particularly since the semi-finals when they knew the opponent. Sasha Pukul, the crew chief of the officials taking charge of tonight's game. And again, as ever, but even more so in a final, it's crucial for the players to get onto the same page of the officials as to how much physicality is going to be permitted and what type of game they are going to allow the players to play.
Yeah, the referees have to set the tempo, take control of this game early. I would expect it'll be a tightly called affair, given the physicality we've seen in recent moments in the EuroLeague game between Partizan and Real Madrid. The referees want to keep the game very much down to the basketball. But come on, Ron, how exciting. This is the championship game. We've been all analytical about it. Enjoy the fun. For these fans, this is, some of them, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. How hard is it to get to the 7 days EuroCup final? You know, you've got to go through an 18-game regular season, then you've got to win 3 playoff games. Okay, Gran Canaria have done the job at home this season, but last year, both #1 seeds were knocked out in the first round. This is a chance to celebrate the EuroCup as a competition.
And each side have players that have experienced hoisting this trophy aloft. We highlighted Damien Inglis before the opening tip as a key player. Remember, he was part of that championship winning squad in 2021 with AS Monaco. Michael Eric, 2018 winner with Darüşşafaka Istanbul. The third Turkish team to reach a EuroCup final are Turk Telekom Ankara. But the home fans, unsurprisingly, outnumbering the visiting contingent and looking to make their presence felt from before the opening tip. Nervous moments on the face of that particular spectator. Already nail-biting stuff before the opening tip has been tossed up.
Well, you talk about former champions. You've got Albasi and Schöne. There's 3 times they've been to the semi-finals. This is the first time they've actually been to the finals. So for them, it's a chance to finally get that bit of silverware where they've always wanted.
So the opening tip is up, and despite Balcerowski getting a hand on it, it is controlled by the visiting team. 4 10-minute quarters of basketball to come. It's the 7 days EuroCup final. Backdoor cut seemed to come off a boot. No call. Alexander Balcerowski showing his prowess with his left peg. No whistle to put it out of bounds.
Showing a bit of the Lionel Messi about himself there.
So shot from the perimeter is landed right off the bat, and you don't have to ask the question. It's the man who Martin highlighted before the opening tip. Nicolas Brasino has come out gunning.
I don't think I've ever seen a Brasino start a game where he hasn't taken the first shot, and every time he's touched it in the first 3-4 minutes, he's put it up.
Posting up inside strong is Tyreek Jones, and he has drawn a foul, getting good position to fend off the man who was trying to front him.
Yeah, that's a good read there from the defense, by the offense rather. They recognize that Schöne's guarding Jones in the post, and then they just take Yilmaz up top. Balcerowski has to go with him and just playing high-low basketball.
So end-line possession for the visiting team. Nice reception by Tyreek Jones, but picking the pocket is AJ Slaughter. Transition 3, bucket. My goodness, Gran Canaria have come out smoking. 2 field goal attempts, both of them from downtown. They lead by 6.
Yeah, and both these teams have matched up earlier this season. It's been a blowout early on for Gran Canaria. They put the game to bed in the first quarter. We've had big comebacks from Turk Telekom. Ankara have to guard against that. They have to keep this competitive in the first quarter. It could be over as a contest before halftime.
Jerry and Grant getting Turk Telekom Ankara's first bucket on the board after getting the shooter's roll. AJ Slaughter with a mobility advantage, shakes off his defender with the dribble, goes glass with the line drive floater. AJ Slaughter, 5 points in a row. His team lead by 6 once again.
Well, Gran Canaria would love it to be as easy as this all night long, but there's a reason why Turk Telekom are in this final, and it's not going to be anything as easy as that.
Shot long and off right from Axel Boutte. The pull-up 3 doesn't fall as Albisi, working on Grant, gets beneath the free throw line. Bounce pass feed is received. But Alexander Balcerowski getting a field goal attempt away, hitting the deck rather awkwardly. Let's hope he's okay.
Well, then that was the first example there that we can document where Turk Telekom just haven't read the scouting report. Because Albasi, he drives into the paint. He's looking to pass the ball the whole time. So they're not even playing for the shot. And by trying to contest the basketball, he makes the bounce pass. And Balcerowski, when you're as big as he is, referees don't expect you to go to the floor. You're going to have to get back up and shoot the free throws. Although Balcerowski he had the kick ball that never got called. Then he actually got the steal that ended up with Albert Slaughter with the three-point shot. So he's having a good start of the game, albeit not on the stat sheet yet.
69% from the free throw line this season. Balcerowski can't get the first to fall. So 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 7 points the advantage for Gran Canaria. It's Tyreek Jones in the high post, sprinting around his Grant. Ball doesn't come in his direction. Pull up three-pointer. Was it a three? It was a long-range shot. Don't know if his toe was breaching the line. It must be a three from the hot hand of Tony Taylor.
Again, the Ankara just rely on this core unit. This 5 will be out here as long as Coach Chan needs them to be there. Grant played all 40 minutes last week in the semi-final.
So pull up 3 from Boutai, and he rattles it home. Back-to-back three-pointers sunk by Turk Telekom Ankara, eradicating a 7-point deficit down to just 1.
And you know what you love about the coach, Erdem Can? What he does to this Ankara team is, okay, yes, he gives them strategies, but he talks about how much he believes in them and how much he loves them as a group, how much they've got great chemistry, and that's what keeps them alive when they fall behind early.
John Schörner, turnaround Jay with the shot clock in the red.
Wow.
Balcerowski fighting for the offensive board. Tyreek Jones deflecting it into the hands of Grant. Grant coming downhill on the secondary break now. At the high post, Tyreek Jones running into a roadblock of Alexander Balcerowski, but initiating the contact, absorbing it, and still getting the finish to go. Turk Telekom Ankara with their first lead of the game, rattling off 8 points without reply.
When it starts easy for you, as it has for Gran Canaria, sometimes you lose a bit of an edge. And offensively, they're always going to be fine, Gran Canaria, but their defense has to stay firm. They cannot let Ankara get into a rhythm, because this is a team, they're like an unwelcome wasp or a summer picnic. They just won't go away. They'll keep buzzing around till you give them that treat.
AJ Slaughter, perfect from the field, 7 points in the game. Tyreek Jones can't make the reception, but it's last touched by Nicholas Brasino. And it will be 5 seconds remaining in this possession from the end line for Turk Telekom Ankara.
Interesting play there. Taylor drives in and dishes the ball. Now, normally, if Taylor penetrates, he's putting the ball up. That's why Jones wasn't ready for the pass. If that's Jerry and Grant, Jones's hands are flexed, ready to catch the ball and score.
Grant passes it back to three-point territory. Boutai drives beneath the free throw line. Hook shot from beneath the foul line is off the mark. He was looking for a foul after some contact and nothing doing. So Albisi, one-on-one with Grant, pulls up for 3. High arcing J, finds nothing but the bottom of the net. Tough bucket from Andrew Albisi to open his account. His team lead by 4.
But his scouting report is there to be for all to see. If he penetrates, he's going to pass. If he's hovering behind the three-point line, he's looking to shoot.
Taylor rotates it to Yilmaz. Yilmaz finding Tony Taylor on the back door. Cut Tyreek Jones with some razzle-dazzle. A windmill jam off 2 feet, threatening to tear down the goal, finishing with tremendous force.
And he almost had a bit of sympathy at the end, because he was like, oh, I don't want to hurt you, Balcerowski. He just wrapped it around and punched it on him, instead of really ripping the rim. But that proves my point about Grant. Grant penetrates, everyone's waiting for the pass.
Back-to-back 3-point buckets for Andrew Albisi. 6 points in the game on perfect shooting from the field. His team lead by 5. So Yilmaz offloading to Grant. Tyreek Jones setting a screen. It's rotated. Erkan Yilmaz just above the dots. Tough field goal attempt. Balcerowski making his presence felt. Not blocking the shot, but altering it.
Yeah, Yilmaz just got himself into no man's land there. Wasn't sure what he wanted to do. And so, actually, he chose the right option. Once he got there and doesn't know what he's doing, he just kind of said, oh, I'm just going to throw it up. How's about that for a finish? Yeah, he could have really, you know, now the modern player, the legs go out, they're like spiders.
So timeout on the floor. It's a 5-point lead for Gran Canaria. Let's listen in.
Keep playing vertical and shape the ball. Defense, better one-on-one containment. Only need better one-on-one containment. He hit 2 threes, that's fine. We are good. We are making good play. Only no turnovers,
So some of the action from the opening quarter. That was the opening score of the game. Nicolas Brasino drilling it from downtown. AJ Slaughter with the transition 3 to put the home team up by 6 before Turk Telekom Ankara could respond.
Well, and Ankara did respond. The positive for Gran Canaria is they're almost perfect, 4 from 4 at 3-point shooting. Can't get any better than that, and they've got a 5-point lead. You won't have a 20-point lead if you shoot the 3-ball as well as that. But you hear in the timeout from Coach Chan, he said, we're okay, let's keep playing. He wants this close. You're on the road. You don't need to win this game in the first half. They just want to be in with a shout come the fourth quarter.
So Balcerowski reverse pivot to square up against Tyreek Jones. Brasino driving by Jones, going up strong, knocked away by Erkan Yilmaz, but he'll go to the free throw line on the baseline drive. Yilmaz called for the foul. That's his first.
Yeah, and even though Brasino had a career high in assists in the semi-final of 5, when he gets the ball, he's trying to put it up. And so Yilmaz has come over, okay, he stopped the score. That's the positive. But you know what Brasino's doing, especially in the first quarter. He's looking to put it up. He shoots it till he gets tired. That's why he doesn't shoot in the fourth quarter.
As well as those career-high 5 assists, he also made a career-high 8 free throws from the 9 he attempted in his 14-point total in the semi-final win. It's a perfect 2 of 2 from the free throw line. It's a 7-point lead for the second time in this game, equaling the 9-2 advantage that Gran Canaria opened up the fixture with. Baseline drive from Tony Taylor, jumping to pass, offloads. Erkan Yilmaz, pump fake. Excuse me. Boutte with the pump fake and short corner J off the mark. And it's Albisi getting to the high post. Rotates it to Balcerowski. Now Brasino with Balcerowski rolling to the bucket. They go back to the half-court logo. Albisi dumps it down low. Huge size advantage for Balcerowski. Turns in heavy traffic. Disrupted by the double team. Can't find the finish.
That's good defense from Taylor, because what he did was he knew that there was no size advantage was enormous, and he couldn't stop Balcerowski. And there's Albasi is telling Balcerowski, just take your time, catch the ball, get your feet set, and then finish the play. What Balcerowski's thinking about is getting dunked on a couple of minutes ago, and he wants to get the big play himself. And then you see Albasi saying, just calm down. This was interesting. They started with Balcerowski, which is fine. I was interested to see when Coach Lakovic was going to bring Diop in here, because now you've got the pure offensive rebound athlete, and now Jones has got a different challenge on his hand.
Yep. Khalifa Diop, 10th in the EuroCup in offensive rebounds, hauling in 2.2 per game. The 9th leading shot blocker, coming off a career-high 3 blocks in the semi-final, where he really locked down the middle to good effect. Going glass off the front iron, but the rebound ripped down and rammed home on the inside. Terrific work on the interior by Semi Erden.
Well, credit Albasi trying to get the defensive rebound, actually tipped it to the opposition. So Albasi won't get an assist for it, but he'll feel like he just gave one. And interesting that the substitution made by Coach Chan, when they sat Balcerowski down, he brings in Erden.
So Andrew Albisi looking for his 3rd 3-pointer off the mark. Racing after it is Khalifa Diop, and his presence ensures that it's a retained possession at the offensive end for Gran Canaria.
I don't like that matchup for Ankara. Erden trying to match Diop athletically around the basket. I would see it be better with Erden maybe guarding Inglis, although Inglis can step away and shoot the 3. He's more of a ground warrior.
Deep 3-pointer on the pull-up is long and off right. Rebound secured by Tyreek Jones. It's his first rebound of the game. What a move! Jerian Grant penetrating the defense, weaving his way through traffic before finishing with the left.
The change in pace was a joy to behold there. And regardless of the outcome of this quarter, if Turk Telekom have established themselves, it's almost like it's the fourth quarter. The last 2 games they've played, the first quarter have been blowouts. They are right there, and Jerian Grant is proving himself worthy as a most valuable player of this EuroCup. That change in pace there was electric.
So fouled on the drive to the hoop, as we take another look at the drive and finish with the offhand from Jerian Grant.
But Slaughter's pulling up his end of the bargain as well. So he gets the finals, these one-offs. A lot of it, it's all down to matchups. So if Grant is getting to his average and he's getting his points and his assists, Gran Canaria needs to cancel that out. So Slaughter gets there and equals that out, then suddenly it gives the balance in favor of the home team. And this is where the coaches have to come into play. They have to figure out who is playing well. You've got 200 minutes to allocate across 5 positions over the course of this game.
Oh, Grant pushing hard, putting the transition down the heels. He's beating them down the floor again. Coast to coast in the blink of an eye from Jerry and Grant, turning on the Jets and leaving the Gran Canaria defense trailing in his wake.
But that was poor defense. Albacete sort of did the half-court stand-up that happens quite a lot. You've got to recognize with Grant, he's the kind of player that wants to explode. Just
Terrific
like
pull-up Jay from AJ Slaughter, who remains perfect from all areas of the court. 12 points in the game, 2 out of 2 from downtown. 6 points the advantage for the home team. So Sestina dumps it down low. Tyreek Jones reverse pivot to take it to the chest of Inglis. And we've got a foul on the ground committed by Damian Inglis.
What I like about Jones's game in the low post, he does that face-up game. He's a genuine big man, but he'll catch the ball, he'll face up, and he will go right at the opposition defender. You see Inglis doesn't have the foot speed to stay with someone like Jones, and Inglis is talking to the referee, but it's the hands on his hip. You got your hands on the ball handler, it's a foul.
So 14 seconds on his end line possession. Checking into the game is Ferran Bessès for Gran Canaria, his first action tonight. Grant looking for a receiver, plenty of motion off the ball. Tony Taylor caught with his feet beneath him, and look at the battle down low between Vito Benite and Jerry and Grant.
One of the big advantages that Gran Canaria has over anybody they play against, because they're so deep, they can afford to commit fouls. They 12 players genuinely get court time.
Sestina deep three, wow. And he buries it. Nathan Sestina has had a torrid time from downtown, going 1 of 8 in the last 2 games, but he stroked that one confidently to make it a 1-possession affair. His team down by 3.
You know, his shooters, if they miss 10 in a row, they think they're going to make the next 20.
Big bucket on the response. My goodness, Nicholas Brasino, 2 out of 3 from downtown, and the trifecta's falling freely. Sestina has his shot spiked by Khalifa Diop, one of the top shot blockers in the league, making his presence felt immediately. 1.1 blocks per night for number 9 in the standings, and that one almost came down vertically.
Well, you read scouting reports on all players. I suggest you read the scouting report both ends of the floor. And Nathan Sestina's got to recognize, if you go to the basket as lame as that, Khalifa Diop, he might put you in row Z. But still, if this game stays like this at the end of the first quarter, given the fact that Gran Canaria have hit 6 3-point shots, if Ankara can get out of here within 5 points, that's a huge advantage to the visitors.
Yep.
Truly is game on.
Because you have to assume Gran Canaria won't maintain the percentage that they've demonstrated to this point. 6 of 8 from long range. Remarkable shooting in the first quarter of this 7-day EuroCup final.
Well, they're 75% so far, 38% on the season. So you expect those numbers going to end up down at that point.
Turk Telekom Ankara shooting an identical percentage, but have taken
volume.
Half the shots.
It's volume, though. Volume and percentage. And if you've got both, that's great. Gran Canaria, what's working in their favor is that they are being very effective getting into the basket. That's that man Grant layup, 6 of 11. But if these volumes stay the same, Gran Canaria will always have the edge because of the 3-point shooting.
Damian Inglis squares up, working the jab step against Tyreek Jones. Nice pass out of the low post, front rim on the 3-pointer. Offensive rebound, power dribble, but then the pass, my goodness. You would have needed somebody with his vertical and height to reel that one in, but terrific hustle play from Khalifa Diop.
Well, you'll suffer the mistakes of youth. You know, Diop is not the finished article yet, which is scary when you think how much athleticism he's got. That young man is going to only get better. Yes, he gets the turnover at the end of it, but it's an edge, it's a bonus thing for his team. Gran Canaria is not a very good offensive rebounding team. So if they're starting to get second chance opportunities, that will be huge for them as this game develops.
And Alexander Bolcharovsky have turned the Rising Star Trophy into their own personal property as Tony Taylor on the drive, whistle on the play. If that's on Damien English, that is 2 fouls in just 4 minutes on the court. He has to take a seat on the sidelines. He was hit with a tech in the semi-finals, and he's cutting a rather frustrated figure here tonight. Over on the help, but fouling the shooter.
But you've got to... Coach Lakovic will have a word with his guards in this timeout, because Taylor and Grant together having their way, blowing past their defenders one-on-one. And that is creating opportunities. That's where they're getting layups. That's where they're getting the free throw chances. That time I think it was Bassas that got beat off the dribble. Grant has been beating Albasi off the dribble.
So 1 of 2 from the free throw line for Tony Taylor. Final 30 seconds of the first quarter. Bassas rotates it. Vitor Benite one-on-one with Tyreek Jones. There's a huge mismatch down. Oh, dear me, you could see that play developing. But thankfully, the mask asking for an unsportsmanlike up in the stands. But you could see Tony Taylor just trying to bump the big out of position. But once Khalifa Diop left his feet and powered up like a rocket, with his feet not beneath him, it's always going to be a precarious landing.
Yeah, difficult landing. And that's Taylor just accepting. He's got the switch. My foul is going to come. I just want to make sure he doesn't get shots off the back of it. And Turk Telekom have fouls to give. That's just their 3rd foul in the quarter. Why you want to give an easy layup?
So, end line possession for Gran Canaria. Tony Taylor called for his 2nd. That's why he's taken a seat on the sidelines. Closing stages of the first quarter. Vitor Benite to the high post, kicks the basketball out. John Schurner drives baseline, short corner J is good. John Schurner with his first field goal make of the night, 1 of 2 from 2-point territory. His team lead by 6.
You get the feeling, Ron, that this game is going to come down to Turk Telekom's defense. Can they get stops at crucial times?
Vitor Benite with the steal, half-court heave at the end of the first quarter, doesn't go. So 10 minutes in the book here at the Gran Canaria Arena. Turk Telekom Ankara used an 8-0 run to go up by 1, but other than that, it has been Gran Canaria in an advantageous position on the scoreboard. Gran Canaria 29, Turk Telekom Ankara 23. So look at some of the highlights from the first quarter. The opening tip actually went into the hands of the visiting team, but then Nicholas Brasino landing a long-range trifecta, which was then supplemented by a pull-up three-pointer in transition from AJ Slaughter.
Yeah, that three-point weapon of Gran Canaria has driven their offense. And offensively, they've got to be pleased. 29 points is outstanding. But Turk Telekom have been grinding it out. They don't want to slow this game down. They don't want to have 20-point quarters all through the game. But they've got 23 points of their own. As you rightly said, they're 3 or 4 from three-point line. But it's not going to be their three-point shooting to win this. They're going to win this game around the basket. And we've already seen the play of the game.
Tony Taylor with the offload and Tyreek Jones with the hammer dunk on the inside. Tight in the battle of the boards. Turk Telekom Ankara just being out rebounded by 1. But the speed that is being demonstrated by the visiting team's guard, enabling them to get high percentage looks or make good things happen by getting into the paint where they either shoot or dish.
Yeah, I think that also the Coach Chan might roll the dice on the three-point shooting of Gran Canaria and see if they can sustain. He's shown zone a couple of times in that first quarter, and Gran Canaria shot over it and got the buckets. But he's thinking 40 minutes. But we can keep it close, keep it within 5 or 6 points, and then Gran Canaria will slow down eventually. That's what he's banking on.
And remember, Gran Canaria imperious here all campaign long. They are 12-0. They prevailed in a 1-possession affair last week over their domestic rivals, Juventud Badalona. But in the event that they find themselves in a dogfight in crunch time, down in crunch time as we edge closer to the end of regulation, how will Gran Canaria respond, having not been there all season long? How will the fans respond? Because they will have got into the habit of seeing the team suited up in yellow come out onto the home floor and deal with the opposition.
Well, they've done it all season long, but it's a different environment. You have to, even though it is on Granca's home court, it is the 7-day, it's the championship game. It's the winner take all.
So second quarter underway, just losing his footing was John Schörner. That caused Ferran Bassas to just hold it. They go to Khalifa Diop, one-on-one with Tyreek Jones. Three-pointer fired, good look at the bucket. Vitor Benite can't get it to fall. So Grant looking to use his quickness once again. Khalifa Diop lurking to help. Grant has used his dribble and has drawn a foul. Now, clapping his hands was Ferran Bassas. I think rather optimistically, he thought he was hoping that he had drawn an offensive foul, but no such luck.
I think the guards of Gran Canaria are already hating trying to guard Jerian Grant because he's so quick. It's just annoying. It's like, would you just slow down for a moment? And it's fascinating, the story of Jerian Grant. Of course, he couldn't break into the game time with Olympia Milan in the EuroLeague last season. Just couldn't get ahead of El Chacho, Rodriguez and Delaney. Didn't get any court time, and yet he's come here and proven himself to be a top quality point guard.
First season in the EuroCup after that campaign with Milano in the EuroLeague, but no stranger to European basketball, having suited up before for Prometheus Petres, and of course his stint in the NBA.
Now, I remember when he was drafted in the NBA, he was a can't-miss all-star player. So he's obviously had his problems, his challenges. You can see the ability is there just on sheer, it's the change in speed that's so impressive. You know, Usain Bolt is the fastest man of all time, but he runs at one speed. Grant has the ability to change gears. That's how he gets past the defenders. But obviously he's developing and he's growing into the finished product. And I think he's destined for much greater things when he gets back to the EuroLeague, if he gets back to the EuroLeague.
Well, that is the prize that awaits the victors here tonight. Whoever hoists the trophy aloft will have guaranteed their participation in European club basketball's premier competition. As Tyreek Jones down to the defensive semicircle, off balance with the hook, solid D down low by Khalifa Diop, moving his feet and presenting a physical presence to make life difficult in the low post for Tyreek Jones.
Yeah, I like what Diop gives Gran Canaria defensively against Jones. Jones is athletic and quick, as is Diop. Balcerowski's more of a standstill, vertical defender.
So Axel Boutte called for the foul after the take into the lane by Mikel Salvo. So Salvo with the flat pass to Schörner. Schörner, edge of the lane, strings it. John Schörner, 2 out of 3, and making buckets in quick succession, just finding the spaces in and around mid-range.
Well, he's another one. He's adapted his game as a veteran. You remember the days when Schörner was pretty much a three-point shooting power forward. You put him on a bigger play and he would just go outside and shoot threes. Now he's adapted. He's got that 2-dribble pull-up, long 2-point game, and that's what's made him so efficient.
So whistle on the play, consultation between the table officials and those at the, the floor officials and the table officials. Gran Canaria with their largest lead of the night. They're up by 8.
Well, they're not happy because the foul, back-to-back fouls called quickly on Bassas. Again, the frustration trying to deal with this quickness, speed of Jerian Grant.
Grant has the basketball now. That's a really tough ask of Tyreek Jones, and unsurprisingly, he's breached the baseline. Pass came like a bullet, even though it had plenty of arc on the parabola. Did a good job reeling it in, adjusting his feet, but just breaching the baseline with that right boot.
That's the quickness of Diop there, able to stay with him. That's what's made it difficult for him to gather that in and get to the basket.
Salvo in the short corner. Passes out. Taking it beneath the free throw line is Diop, tosses it up towards the hoop. Towering rebound hauled in by Tyreek Jones, his 3rd of the game.
Wow.
And then we've got if that's on Vitor Benite, well, that's going to be his 2nd, and the Gran Canaria guards racking up fouls at a rapid rate.
I think they're testing my theory that they can afford to give up fouls because they're all gathering them. It's a good job they are a deep team. They're soft calls, but you know the referees want to keep the game as free-flowing as possible. But Gran Canaria wants to be aggressive defensively. That's why their depth comes into play. not having it their way right now. Now, the good thing is for them, the referees won't call the fouls all night long.
Oh, that's an offensive foul on the illegal pick set by Erkan Yilmaz.
Yeah, and he knows that too. You know, there's the big man's code. A lot of the times we complain about the referees calling illegal screens, but sometimes, oh yeah, I did nail him. I enjoyed it too, probably. But the worrying thing for Ankara is that's a turnover. That's turnover number 5. You know, they've got 5 giveaways they've already had so far. And a team that's, you know, trailing by 8 points. Well, there's 12 points that you've just left on the floor because you've thrown the ball away.
So Salvo weaving his way, offloads to Khalifa Diop, tosses it hopefully towards the hoop, and he cannot believe he couldn't get that little hook to fall. Tossed his hands up frustratedly. Back come Turk Telekom Ankara. It's Grant probing around the three-point line. Looking to make amends is Khalifa Diop, scrambling all over the floor, one-on-one, and got a piece of the shot against Tyreek Jones, but also got a large portion of the player, and that will send Tyreek Jones to the free throw line for 2. Khalifa Diop, frustrated at both ends of the floor, couldn't get the field goal to fall, and then committing the foul when he thought he got a clean rejection.
Well, you'll live with the missed shot, but nothing you can do about that. That is just excellent post play by Jones. The duck in, gets the angle, and he didn't mess around. When he got the ball, just took it straight to the basket. And Diop, a great shot blocker, cannot resist the opportunity to go after it, and the body was there all day long.
So to the free throw line for the first time tonight is Tyreek Jones. Just a 59% shooter in this, his first season in the EuroCup. But he made a career-high 5 free throws from the 7 he attempted in the semi-final win at Prometej Slobozanska last week.
Again, the objective for Ankara is to keep this close. The last 2 times they've played against Gran Canaria, they've been down by 22 and 27 points before the end of the first half. They keep this within 10, that's a big step forward for them.
So Tyreek Jones goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line to move to 5 points in the game. Slaughter being loosely guarded by Tony Taylor. Michael Eric out on the point of the matchup D being proffered by the visiting team. AJ Slaughter long and off left. Terrific offensive rebound. AJ Slaughter doesn't hesitate. This one short and off right, and bodies hitting the deck right in front of the baseline official. No call on that explosive box out. As Tyreek Jones going to work down low, got his feet beneath him, off the mark with the hook. Balcherowski rips down the board before booking down court. Albisi dumps it down low, nice catch, but then there's a foul. I'm not quite sure what Tony Taylor's complaint is, but he's playing as though he's been hard done by here. That's going to be foul number 3 if it is indeed against Tony Taylor. So with 7 minutes remaining in the half, unlikely we're going to see him again for the second quarter.
Well, what Taylor's trying to complain about is he thinks that's a make-up call because him and Salvo got tangled up the last time down the floor. I can see his argument. The ball's just gone over his head. It's just the bodies were tangled up. There was that time before you said bodies went scattered. He probably did foul then and got away with one. So the benefit of the doubt went against him.
So Salvo receives the inbound pass. John Schörner catches the shooter and drills that tiptoe trifecta. John Schörner is caught fire after missing his first field goal. He has hit 3 straight. That's his first from downtown. And his team has a double-digit lead. They're up by 10.
Well, that was his calling card when he first saw him in Europe, when he stays with Malaga and the other teams he's played with.
Picking up the pieces after AJ Slaughter bags the steal. Lurking was Sestina. Tiptoe 3 is buried again. This one from the wing. And John Schörner is scorching Turk Telekom Ankara to put his team up by 13. He's moved to double figures in a flash, and he's putting his fans in ecstasy here at the Gran Canaria Arena. Unsurprisingly, there's a timeout on the floor. Gran Canaria have raced out to a 13-point lead.
5 points. Second thing, anytime you have shooter in front of you, tackle it. Defensively, after the blackout, you push if possible. If not, play simple things like straight head 4. We need good spacing. Don't have to shoot the ball. And crash, okay? Let's go, let's go.
Well, AJ Slaughter leads all scorers with 12. He started hot, finding the range beautifully from downtown to give Gran Canaria a 6-point lead, able to penetrate, line drive off the window, seeing his game in microcosm, deadly from deep, and also able to get into the lane.
Yeah, Slaughter's always been an electric scorer throughout his career. Baby-faced assassin, I called him once upon a time. He loves to get hot from the field, but with that man, Schöner has the ability to go for 40 points if you let him get going, and he's showing that kind of proficiency right now.
Back-to-back three-pointers, 10 points in a row as Balcerowski gets the steal, deflecting it to Mikel Salvo. But 10 points spanning quarters 1 and 2 for John Schöner. And his last 6 points have come off tiptoe three-pointers. Albisi with the floor spread. John Schöner, the man with the hot hand, backing down Grant. Turnaround, Jay off the mark. He's going to the free throw line, finding ways to score despite the circumstances. Well, Gran Canaria feeding the hot hand.
Once you've got that hot hand that Schöner has, it's really difficult to guard. His shooting eye is in, and when the help comes over, because if he's got that unorthodox shooting style, any contact that you make with him ends up being called a foul because it makes his shot looks a bit strange anyway. You touch him, it looks really strange. And Michael Eric, who's a fantastic story in himself, just to have him back on the court, you know, just gets there a step late. And Schöner is feeling it. He's got his eye in, as you said, 3 times to the semi-finals. This is the first time he's got to the final. He wants it all.
So 11 points in a row for John Schöner. Spanning quarters 1 and 2, his team with a 14-point lead. Terrific hands on draw. BC recovered by Jerry and Grant. AJ Slaughter defending. Grant keeping it himself. Little push-off. Gets just above the dots. Back iron on the shot. AJ Slaughter rising in a crowd to come down with the defensive board at waist height. John Schöner passes out of a double team, but posting up once again. Michael Eric. Tyreek Jones lurking on the help. Michael Eric in the lane. Turnaround, fade away.
Ouch.
Jay, and John Schöner is on fire here in the first half. 13 points in a row for John Schöner. His team lead by 16.
And he swung the momentum completely in the way of Gran Canaria. This 16-3 run means that Ankara have got to find ways to get buckets of any description. Not only is Gran Canaria flowing points at a rate of knots, Ankara can't hit the broadside of a barn with a shotgun. This is a difficult situation for Turk Telekom because the game has suddenly gone the same direction it has gone in the last 2 matchups they've had this season.
John Schöner in the thick of the action at both ends of the floor. 16 points the advantage. John Schöner has got all 11 points in this quarter as they hang it up, and Balcerowski catching the alley-oop on the perfectly placed feed from AJ Slaughter. And Gran Canaria having fun here on home court, threatening to blow this one wide open. So we've got a timeout on the floor, and it is all Gran Canaria. They are up by 18. Gran Canaria 42, Turk Telekom Ankara 24.
Sharon, prepare yourself for stampede. Nate, you are on this corner. So catch, attack, semi go opposite floor. Okay, and then ready to create physical. Defense, Sharon, let's go.
So AJ Slaughter hooking up Alexander Balcharovsky with that feed from just beneath the free throw line. It's a 13-1 second quarter in favor of Gran Canaria. Turk Telekom Ankara limited to just a single point. That coming from the free throw line where Tyreek Jones went 1 of 2. But Gran Canaria, in stark contrast, finding ways to score from all over the court.
Well, they've just got composure, they've got control, and most importantly, Ron, they've got confidence. They believe in their game plan. They feel that they know how to stop the scoring opportunities for Ankara. If all they've got to do is keep Grant outside the lane off his penetration, and that's all they seem to be worrying about right now, then they're in great shape because they're finding ways to score at will.
Grant giving himself running room, attacking the lane over the outstretched arm of the rotating Balcharovsky. An offensive rebound. Sestina for 3 off right and short. Balcharovsky with a tough rebound in a crowd and pounding the ball emphatically as he made his way towards his home fans on the baseline. Tough rebound from Alexander Balcharovsky, just his second of the game.
Yeah, but you see what Coach Chan said in his timeout to the Ankara players. He said, relax, don't be so nervous. You know, that Sestina caught the ball, finally got an open look. I've got to shoot the ball. You don't have to shoot the ball till you've got the shot that you want. You don't just take the shot they give you.
So Turk Telekom Ankara in the penalty. Just under 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half, preparing to check into the game is Mehmet Yagmur for his first action tonight. But this could be a profitable source of points for Gran Canaria if they continue to play with the aggression that they've demonstrated to this point in the second quarter.
How quickly a game of basketball can turn. 2 minutes into this second period, when we were talking about how Ankara were controlling the tempo, the game was starting to slow down, then suddenly Schörner explodes for 10 points. The pace of the game naturally speeds up, which suits Gran Canaria, and Ankara are now in big trouble because this is a 20-point deficit that has been built through quality play from Gran Canaria. This is no accident.
Getting their points from all over the basketball court, from downtown, from mid-range, from the free throw line. As the steal on the inside, the basketball poked away off the errant pass from Jerian Grant. Checking his feet, bullet pass inside. Balcharovsky couldn't handle it. Good hustle, Tyreek Jones, but it's kicked out of bounds by Boutte. Everything going the way. Well, Sasha Pukal has overturned his own call. I was going to say, if that went in the way of Gran Canaria, then the hustle of Balcharovsky would have been rewarded.
Yeah, both teams giving everything that they've got. You can't fault the effort of Ankara. You're just getting the fit at the moment. I mean, this is still a long, long way to go, but at the moment, they're looking like a team that is just out of their depth.
Tyreek Jones strong down the lane, doesn't get the shooter's roll. Now, Tyreek Jones is the only player to score, and we have had 6 minutes and 10 seconds of play. Turk Telekom Ankara in that time have yet to find the bucket from the field. Tyreek Jones 1 of 2 from the free throw line earlier on in the quarter. Here he is at the free throw line once again, and as we've mentioned, he's shooting only 59% from the stripe coming in.
What Ankara do not have at this moment in time is they don't have a solution. They don't know what they're trying to get out of their offense. They're just they're running their sets and they're taking the first shot that they're given. Tyreek Jones, he's a secondary option. Normally somebody else softens it up so that he gets his own way inside the lane. But what you've got now at the other end, Gran Canaria, they're taking any shot they want. They're running sets to get certain opportunities. They're trying to work on Balcharovsky at the moment, and it's reaping rewards. 5 points for the big man already.
So Tyreek Jones, having toweled down his hands, can't get the roll on the second. When you see a player who has difficulty from the free throw line, that disrupted any rhythm he was attempting to establish. Couldn't get either to fall, and so still 6.5 minutes gone practically, and Turk Telekom Ankara have yet to score from the field. AJ Slaughter, dancing with the dribble, getting down the lane and deflecting it off the window for a delightful move, exploiting the mismatch against Tyreek Jones on the perimeter ruthlessly.
And see how hard they are working to deny Grant the penetration. They will suffer jump shots, Grant kicking out for jump shots. What they do not want is him getting the basket for layups. Great that Boutai has finally stepped up and made a bucket. He's going to have to start reining them in. But the defensive adjustive of Gran Canaria, they're making sure that Grant is not going to beat them in the open court.
Balcerowski couldn't guide home the attempted tip-in. Grant running into Albisi, rotates the basketball. Jagmer rotates it back to Grant. Grant slowing things down, pulling up for three. Really difficult field goal attempt on an offense in the half court that was devoid of any rhythm or flow.
If he makes that shot, Gran Canaria and Coach Lakovic will say, okay, fine, Jaren, you can have that all night long. If you beat us shooting those threes, congratulations. Not a good choice of shot. Nobody else touched the basketball. No player movement. Don't make the defenders move.
Off the back iron, fighting on the offensive boards is John Schörner, and he's extended the possession for his team. 6 minutes 43 before the first field goal fell. Well, we're going to have a discussion on the baseline.
I think they're going to turn this the other way. I think Schörner knocked that out. I think the referee at the half court saw that. But still, regardless of which way the ball goes, the offense of Gran Canaria is unsung. 46 points already. They're easily going to put up 50 points. They average 88 points a game. So, you know, this is worrying times for Ankara. Meanwhile, they've got a lid on the basket.
So Tony Taylor checking back into the game with 3 fouls to his name. Both teams in the penalty. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. He's attacking Albisi. Oh, that's a really difficult outlet out of a double team, but he finds the open man, Axel Boutai, with back-to-back three-point buckets for Turk Telekom Ankara. It took 6 minutes 43 for the visitors to find the basket from the field, and then twice in quick succession, 3-pointers landed by Axel Boutai. They've reduced the arrears to 16. Jaka Lakovic has called timeout.
You are too much from Butel. Here. Oleg, catch the ball. Okay, hey. We are going. Okay. Let's go. 22, Nico. 22, Nico. Hey. Sean, here. AJ, here. Nico, you have to go this side. Pass. Go down, go up. Hey, open up. Here, sleep. Pass. Watch this, John. Hey, AJ, come up. Okay, and after AJ, starting.
Well, John Schörner just tiling himself off at the rear of the crowd during the course of that timeout. But my goodness, spanning quarters 1 and 2, he strung 13 points in a row and showed us the full range of his repertoire. Off the pull-up, off spot-ups, downtown mid-range. He was doing it all during that stretch.
Yeah, he's been simply awesome tonight, justifying his first team all EuroCup selection. And what I've really liked is his mid-range game. He softened the defense up, scoring off the dribble, those long 2-point shots. Defense had to then protect the basket, and then he stepped out and started just raining down the threes.
So full court pressure being applied of the swarming, trapping variety by Turk Telekom Ankara. Albisi rotates it to Brusino. Schörner. Turk Telekom Ankara in their matchup zone once again. The floor being stretched by Balcerowski coming out to the high post. Pull-up 3 by Brusino is off left. Strong rebound by Sestina. Tony Taylor pushing down the right side. Again, he's on the floor with 3 fouls as AJ Slaughter defends on the baseline drive. Kicked out to the man with the hot hand. Behind the back, into the lane. Stutter step and a finish. 8 points in a row for Axel Boutai.
Yeah, Boutai is actually playing quite well offensively now. Now he's working to get the shots that are most effective for him, not just forcing crazy things up. For Telekom now, if they can get this within 10, that will be a huge moment for them. But I find it hard to believe they're going to find a way to stop that man there from scoring.
Pirouetting in the paint, John Schöner moving to 15 points in the game on near-perfect shooting. Missed his first field goal, hasn't missed from the field since then. 2 of 2 from downtown, 4 of 5 from two-point territory overall. 15 points to lead all scorers.
Well, once again, he just lets the game happen. He's seen what the matchup is and then says, right, let me go to work.
Jerian Grant dumps it down low. The bump committed by Nicolas Brasino. With Gran Canaria in the penalty, it will be another trip to the free throw line. But again, you'd rather suffer, or you'd rather risk the free throws attempted by Tyreek Jones rather than having him tear down the rim on the inside.
Of course you would. That's the whole point. That's why you've got those bodies. You've got Diop, you've got Balcherovsky, you've got Brasino, you've got the flexibility in the paint. If you end up with everyone with 3 fouls, that's fine. There's 15 fouls they can use. And if that means that Jones shoots 10 free throws and makes 6, thank you. I mean, what has he made so far? 1 of 5, 2 of 5?
Yep. 1 of 5 so far. Tyreek Jones. But rattles home the second. So Tyreek Jones moving to 6 points in the game. Nathan Sestina taking a seat on the sidelines.
The frustration for Coach Chan there is he's not discussing dinner options with Axel Boutai, or he's talking about his defense. Schöner, he said to me in the timeout, stay with Schöner, don't switch.
So closing seconds of the first half. We've got around a 9-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock as Albisi pulls up for 3 off the back iron. Good look at the bucket. Boutai checking the shot clock. He's the man who scored 8 points in a row to bring his team back to within 14. He's used this dribble, offloads, taken away. And now on the charge with an uncontested layup opportunity is Andrew Albisi. And how about that for awareness and body control to beat the halftime buzzer? Terrific play from the veteran Andrew Albisi. Recognized that the horn was about to sound, and look how quickly he gets away with it, gets the basketball away, behaving as though it's a hot potato or a hand grenade with a pin pulled out, beating the halftime buzzer to give his team a 17-point advantage at the half. With 20 minutes in the book, it is Gran Canaria 50, Turk Telekom Ankara 33. Well, let's hear from Jerian Grant.
We didn't want to put ourselves in this position, but it's another half to play. We just got to play some defense.
Well, no strangers to battling back from behind. Remember in the quarterfinals where Jerian Grant was the quarterfinals MVP, they came from behind to beat Ulm. They've got a mountain to climb here in the second half.
Well, it was good for us. We came out with a good start, and I think we defended well, and it led to some easy baskets for us, but we had to keep it up in the second half.
So AJ Slaughter, one of 2 double-digit scorers for Gran Canaria. Jerian Grant demonstrated terrific speed, body control, and basketball IQ in the early stages. 6 points in the game, 3 of 6 shooting, but then Gran Canaria adjusted and prevented him from getting into the paint, and that is where Turk Telekom Ankara's offensive difficulties seem to stem from.
Well, to stop Grant scoring, he's only got 1 assist as well. He's not the floor general we're used to seeing all season long. It's a difficult half-time for Ankara, and what adjustments. Gran Canaria have got another level to go to. It's worrying for the visitors right now.
So Gran Canaria have trailed just once in this final. An 8-0 run saw Turk Telekom Ankara go up 9-10. But other than that, it has been all the team in yellow. And John Schöner, from the end of the first quarter where he put the final bucket on the board and then came out blazing in the second quarter, at one point scoring 13 straight points to put his team up 40-24 during a 16-3 run. It was the John Schöner show in the second quarter.
You can say that again and again and again and again. In fact, you say 13 times in a row, and I'll still believe it. He has been outstanding. And plus, they've shared the ball across the team as well. The 5 points from Balcerowski. Slaughter with 14 points. We know how effective he has been. So offensively, they've been outstanding. Jeremy Grant is saying his team need to play better defense. I would argue they're not playing any defense. If they play any kind of defense, they may be in this, but they're going to have to find a way to score. They didn't put up 10 points in that period. You're not going to outscore Gran Canaria. You've got to stop them scoring and find a way to get your offense rolling.
10 points in the period of 2 free throws from Tyreek Jones and 8 points in a row from Axel Boutai. But a terrific first half performance in this championship final produced by Gran Canaria. Turk Telekom Ankara with a lot to do.
Back to Grant. Grant just drives straight down Main Street. One-handed throwdown. Boom. Grant to the elbow. Got it down one.
Jaron Grant threads the eye of the needle. And the finger roll finish.
Acrobatic finish from Jaron Grant.
Jaron Grant leading the way and always taking the responsibility in the big pressured moments. One of their most experienced players, if not their most experienced, at the top level.
Balcerowski, I mean, that's incredible.
And that won't go, and Balcerowski picks it up and takes the reverse. Well, he's doing such a great job under the rim. Balcerowski, as he always seems to do. Balcerowski with the start.
That was tipped, knocked into the corner. Balcerowski for three, and he hits. Oh, but look at the block for Balcerowski.
The rising star of the EuroCup from 2 seasons ago really is emerging as a genuine weapon.
Look what it means to Turk Telekom. And look at the class here from Coach Jan, who comes over amongst the emotion to shake the hands of the referees and the opposing coach.
I'm proud of my players, my team, my organization, the people, Turkish people come over here and support us.
Back to Grant. Grant just drives straight down Main Street. One-handed throwdown. Boom.
Jaron Grant threads the eye of the needle. And the finger roll finish.
Acrobatic finish from Jaron Grant.
And all the way down the floor, Jaron Grant.
So how of a block from DJ Stevens. He gets up and hangs up.
Alley-oop. Oh, baby! DJ Stevens with no regard.
baby! DJ Steffens, are you serious?
Boutte! Bang! Transition 3, bang! Boutte at his best.
A fantastic score by Axel Boutte.
The other end, Sherna manages to get the stop.
The sharpshooter Sherna.
Sherna for 3. Yes! And what a big bucket that is. Well done by Tomic. Soft touch.
Ante Tomic and the veteran Croatians on the board. There you see some of the basketball IQ. The dime from Tomic.
Seven days EuroCup in association with
So that is how things stand after 20 minutes at play here at the Gran Canaria Arena. The home team, Gran Canaria, who are an imperious 12-0 on home court, produced an absolutely sizzling second quarter, limiting Turk Telekom Ankara to just 10 points while they put 21 on the board. We saw Erdem Can in rather animated conversation. Well, I'm not even sure it was a conversation with Axel Boutte, culminating with a clipboard being tossed on the court. One wonders what was said at halftime. But to your point, Martin, he's normally such an effusively positive coach, encouraging his players, strengthening their depth of belief. They're going to have to summon up all of those qualities now, but just chip away and recognize that they can't overturn a 17-point deficit in a single possession. It's going to have to be a slow squeeze to get themselves back into contention.
Well, part of the worrying thing for Ankara is they've done it so many times already this season to come from behind, so maybe they don't feel as nervous as maybe they should. The urgency doesn't kick in until we get deeper into the third quarter.
Well, let's hear from the Gran Canaria head coach, Jaka Lakovic.
How is going in the final?
Well, I think we did a pretty solid job defensively. We have to be solid in transition defense, and some we gave some open looks to Butel, which we don't want to give. So we have to keep up defense in offense with clear ideas.
Chant.
What do you need to improve in this second half?
Too many turnovers. We need to change that.
Are really hurting them a great amount, and their shooting percentage as well, just 4 of 10 on the free throw line. So that's 6 points they've left on the free throw line. Gran Canaria 8 of 10, and also because of the turnovers, Gran Canaria have had 7 extra shots. So Gran Canaria have had 32 shooting attempts, Ankara have only 25. You've got to at least balance that number out to give yourself a chance.
So statistically, very little going in favor of Turk Telekom Ankara through the first 20 minutes. They're going to have to reset and come again with a renewed focus of purpose and intensity. Axel Butay, the lone double-digit scorer for Turk Telekom Ankara, the only man to put the ball in the basket from the field in the second quarter. 8 of his 11 points coming in that span, and they came in a burst of 2 3-pointers and a 2-pointer as well. John Schörner, though, what a second quarter he produced. 13 straight points in his total of 15, and after missing an early field goal, well, he hasn't missed since. From the field, that is. 1 of 2 from the free throw line.
Well, everything is looking rosy for Gran Canaria right now. The challenge is, can they sustain? They have to stay focused. And does Ankara do another one of these things they've done time and time again this season, including against Gran Canaria, and that's mount the comeback? To do that, they're going to have to get points from Grant. They're going to have to get points from Jones. They're going to have to get points from Taylor. He's going to have to manage those 3 fouls he's got. You couldn't write a worse scenario for Ankara than what they're up against now. So, of course, they're going to do it.
So the second half underway here at the Gran Canaria Arena. Gran Canaria, this is the 5 on the floor to begin the second half for the home team. Schörner, shovel pass to Brasino. Hedging out to help is Tyreek Jones. They pass out of the double team. AJ Slaughter fakes the jump shot. Stand still 3 for John Schörner. Deep in the shot clock. The shot he's been drilling all game long. Good look at the bucket, couldn't get it to fall.
Well, that's a shot that Gran Canaria will be very happy to take, so they'll get no complaints from Coach Lakovic about the miss. And the challenge now for Gran Canaria, for Turk Telekom rather, is can they chip away at this deficit with some of their best players on the bench? You know, Tony Taylor has not started.
Tony Taylor picking up 3 fouls in the first half in just 12 minutes on court. Grant being defended by Albisi. Tyreek Jones near the 3-point line. Not squaring up to be a triple threat. Oh, that's a solid pick set on Brasino. Brasino regains his footing. Jerry and Grant beneath the free throw line just above the dots. Off the back iron. Andrew Albisi with the board. Solid half-court D by the home team.
Yeah, but static offense as well, though, from Turk Telekom. They just kind of just standing around, no movement. That's what you've got with this weaker lineup on the floor. And you've got Yagmur, who's great defensively. You've seen them almost getting the steal. But then the likes of Sestina is really a stand-around 3-point shooter, and that's what they're very happy to do, stand around and watch Grant create.
So AJ Slaughter with the inbound. Albisi makes himself available at the half-court logo. Slaughter from the sideline logo, double team, trapped near the half-court line, passes out of it. Balcerowski didn't look at the hoop. Instead, he offloaded, and why not? Because Nicolas Brasino is now 3 out of 5 from downtown, moving to 11 points in the game, restoring his team's 20-point advantage. Perfect start to the second half for Gran Canaria.
Yeah, smart move by Balcerowski. Did not need to.
Broken up on the inside. AJ Slaughter sparking the transition. Now, is that a backcourt violation? Oh, my goodness. AJ Slaughter, one of the most experienced campaigners in the competition. 124 appearances under his belt in this final. He takes off in his own half to commit the backcourt violation.
Well, that's turnover. You know, the rules are the rules. The ball was handed to him. He was in the air, so he had not, his feet hadn't touched the floor in the front court when he received the basketball. And he was even asking his coach to review the play, and he's like, no, don't review it. But it's only their 4th turnover. So Ankara have got 10. You hate to say it, but Gran Canaria actually have margin for error, and plenty of it in this game.
So Tyreek Jones beyond his shooting range. Jerian Grant running into Balcerowski. Ball rotated around the perimeter, but without much purpose. That's a difficult 3-point attempt, and it almost broke the backboard from Axel Boutai. Had to let it go to beat the shot clock.
Yeah, well, Boutai tried to get a pump fake in, then he saw he was almost on 0. That's an offensive foul on Schöner. And the reason why it's called an illegal screen is because he's behind the player, so the defender is unsighted. Now somebody's got to call the screen. But you watch, see, he just got him at the back, because he's got him flat on his back. If you get him on the side, then at least you've got a chance to get around it.
So Grant and Schöner helping out on the pick. Sestina offloading, and Tyreek Jones doing what he does so well. Perfect positioning, planting those feet and powering up to tear down the hoop.
Well, how long since they've actually had a play like that? Penetration and kick. It's all been one-on-one basketball and then having to finish yourself.
So double teams being applied on the basketball. And they're finding the open man wonderfully. Sideline logo 3-point attempt is off the mark from Nicolas Brasino. Yagmer rotating through Tyreek Jones. Tyreek Jones using the screen, finds Tyreek Jones on the roll to the bucket, does Jerian Grant. And again, by getting some motion into their offense, they're getting good things happen. A 2-fisted flush on the previous trip down the floor, followed by a trip to the free throw line for Tyreek Jones.
Well, you see, simple as penetrate and kick the high screen and roll, gets the defense to move, so then when Sestina's got an angle to penetrate, when he drives into the lane, the help defense comes over and Jones does the rest.
So 2 fouls in quick succession in this second half against John Schöner. The first, the illegal pick, and then when fouling the driving Tyreek Jones. Tyreek Jones just 2 of 6 from the stripe so far tonight. But 3 points in a row for Tyreek Jones.
But you can see the body language of Coach Chan with his team. Look, he's saying, just relax, play basketball. You know, it doesn't matter what the importance of the game almost doesn't matter. It's just a game of basketball. And let's see, if we do our best, we'll see where the chips lie.
So a 4-0 run from the hot hand of Tyreek Jones. Balcerowski up strong. That's an offensive foul. Easy call, and it's that man once again. Tyreek Jones in the thick of the action at both ends of the floor for Turk Telekom Ankara. A dunk, a pair of free throws, then drawing the charge against Alexander Balcerowski. You saw what Liakalakovic wanted him to do.
Well, we saw the early run in this period where Balcerowski held onto the basketball and then dropped it off to Brasino. Did not try to get to the basket. The athleticism of Jones, he can always recover and get in front of him to draw the charging foul. Balcerowski is not a finisher in that style. And that's why his coach is saying, pass the ball, get it back.
So 4 turnovers in the second half for Gran Canaria. Yagmer working the jab step, baseline drive all the way out to the other side. Short corner J's off the back eye. An offensive rebound by Yagmer. Recycled 14 for Turk Telekom Ankara. Diving down the lane, we know the result already. My goodness. Now they're going to call that off because he hung on the rim too forcefully.
The ball came back out.
Oh, good spot, Martin. Wow.
The ball did not go through the basket. And there, Coach Chan's livid, but watch the ball. He goes in and, whoops, out it comes. Ball does got to get through, does not. It comes back out of the basket. Nothing that Jones can do to put that right. Maybe lay the ball home. You know, we're all excited. We love the slam dunk.
So the crowd increasing their volume here. As things stand, I think that basket still counts.
Oh, they've left it. Wow, that
for Tyreek Jones,
counted.
Taking him to 12 points in the game.
Well, if they've given
and
it to him,
39 points for Turk Telekom Ankara. That's 6 points in a row, all for Tyreek Jones. The first dunk, the pair of free throws, and then the follow-up dunk, which hasn't been scratched.
Well, okay, maybe I got that wrong, but that ball did not go through the net. So it's interesting to see. Well, you can't review it now. They've called it. They've called it. Now, this is what Turk Telekom has done all year. You mentioned in the quarterfinals they did it against Ulm, and they've done it twice against Gran Canaria. They did not go weakly. The problem is when you're coming back from down 20 points, it takes so much energy, and you've got to time it just right because you're not going to keep doing it again and again. And eventually, a team as good as Gran Canaria is going to get on a roll again.
So the 6-0 run posted by Tyreek Jones and Turk Telekom Ankara brought to an end by that mid-range J for A.J. Slaughter. Perfect from two-point territory from where he's 4 of 4, 16 points in the game to lead his team in scoring. Tyreek Jones clearing house down low and drawing that defensive foul against Khalifa Diop.
It's a big call as well. I think that's Diop's third, isn't it?
Yep.
And that's just good quickness. Diop used to being a rim protector, a shot blocker. He's not accustomed to guarding somebody off the move, off the dribble like that.
So just over 4 minutes gone in the third period, and Gran Canaria in the penalty. Tyreek Jones has currently scored all 6 of his team's second half points, and he makes it 7 points in a row. Tyreek Jones.
What's happening for Jones right now is the pressure's off. You're down by 20 points. What's the worst that can happen? So, yeah, he's relaxing a little bit. He's made a couple of free throws. He's had a couple of slam dunks.
So Tyreek Jones finding his flow, and after making 5 of his 7 free throw attempts in the semi-final win against Prometej Slobozanska, he set a new career high of free throws made, netting 6 of them from the 10 he's attempted. But he's made 4 of them in a row after enduring difficulties with his first few attempts.
It's almost as if the 20-point lead is the worst thing that Gran Canaria could have had going into the half, because they've gone into the halftime changing rooms, they've relaxed and they've stayed relaxed. Turk Telekom, well, they've relaxed because that's, look at the coaches, Coach Chan saying, hey, this is basketball, let's just play. And then Grant gets a steal and a layup, and uh-oh, they've cut. Well, I think they've finally wiped that bucket off.
It looks as though they have, Martin, because what was 43 is now being cut back to 41. And I can only assume it wasn't for the final bucket that was just laid in by Jerry and Grant. It must have been for the earlier one. Let's see if we can figure it out.
Let's go one. Open pass.
So,
open pass cross. Okay. Get open here.
So, spot of housekeeping once Jaka Lakovic has finished issuing instructions.
We are going in the next one. Okay. Spacing after.
Look to receive here. Try it.
Hey. Watch. Run and jump. Watch, run and jump.
So Tyreek Jones, his dunk did count. The score is 55-43, and he scored 8 straight points in a row. 2 dunks and 4 free throws, where he went 4 out of 4. That's the one where Martin, with his eagle-eyed observation, spotted where the ball came back out of the hoop. Thought it may be scratched off. It wasn't, but Tyreek Jones with a terrific second half. His team down by 20 at 53-33, and they have now reduced the advantage for Gran Canaria to just a dozen. They're right back into this one.
Yeah, they've got the bit between their teeth at both ends of the floor. Defensively, they've held Gran Canaria, who were just cruising on offense in the first half. Just 5 points in 5 minutes here in the third.
So Damien Inglis taking it to Tyreek Jones. Tyreek Jones standing strong. Tough fadeaway off one leg. It's long and off right. Solid D down low from Tyreek Jones, who has been the catalyst for this comeback for his club.
You're not going to beat Jones like that one-on-one in the low post. You've got to get the double team to come and move the ball on, kick it out, reposition, and it's just, you've got to get your body angles so you can get over him.
So shot clock in the red. Dump down low. Tyreek Jones, perfect positioning, jump hook. I think he's asking for a foul, but couldn't get it to fall. Good look at the basket, though.
Well, but you'd say Jones has done his job. He's got 8 points in a row. Someone else is going to have to step up and join the party.
Damien Inglis looking to go one-on-one against Nathan Sestina. Squares him up, dropping down to help is Jerian Grant. Finds himself double-teamed. Fade away Jay from Brasino is off the mark. Solid rebound, Jerian Grant.
Now this is where Grant has to guard against a changing pace. And they've done well. They've got all 5 players back protecting the basket. Grant, they've negated that speed that Grant has. Now they've got to watch his passing.
So Sestina fakes the 3. Whip to Tony Taylor. Tony Taylor down and out. Now if that's on Khalifa Diop, that's 4 fouls. And again, it's Tyreek Jones putting himself about to snare the offensive rebound. What a game he is having. And Khalifa Diop, last season's 7 days EuroCup rising star, having his hands full with the explosive athleticism and basketball IQ of Tyreek Jones.
Well, you just feel for Diop. It's a foul. There's no arguing with that. Jones has got the ball, got the rebound. Coach Lakovic could say it's a no call. But, you know, on another day, Diop would have been destroying the floor. But tonight, it's just the fouls. Wrong place, wrong time. 4 fouls for him, and we are denied his athleticism probably for the rest of this quarter and much of the fourth.
So he's subdued over on the sideline, but he's got to keep his head in the game because he could well be called upon in the final quarter as Tyreek Jones. What a turnaround as he continues to pile on. A career high makes from the free throw line. 8 out of 12 now.
Suddenly he looks like a great free throw shooter, doesn't he? We thought he was shooting with sunglasses on in the first half. Now, one thing to note about Gran Canaria, and they're not panicking. This is where their depth of bench comes into play. They're 20-point leads down to 10. So they're not as confident or comfortable as they were. But Scherner is on the bench. You know, they've got weapons to come. Slaughter is still getting the shots he wants to take. Now, the beauty of Gran Canaria's team, nobody on this team averages more than 23 minutes a game.
Grant into the lane and penetrating with purpose, able to initiate the contact, absorb, get creative, and then still kiss it off the glass. Terrific work on the recognition, and a 22-point lead from 46-24 in the second quarter has been whittled down to 8. As Inglis one-on-one with Sestina. Gets to the defensive semicircle, and the fadeaway hook is good. That brings a run of 6 straight points to an end. Damien Inglis with his opening score of the game.
Yeah, but what Ankara have got now is they've got the change of pace, and the help defense didn't get there last time.
So lost the basketball. Albisi picks up the loose rock. Nice. Oh, count the bucket! Andre Albisi with a spectacular finish at full speed. Anticipated the contact, flipped the ball up towards the hoop, and somehow, despite being fouled forcefully, got the shot to fall. Amazing.
If that shot hadn't gone in, that would have been sideline possession. They would not have called that in the act of shooting. Oh, he's blown the whistle. Once you can make the circus shot, though, this is the beauty of having that 22-point lead. Because Ankara have scrapped and scraped to get it down, but to get down to 8. But then suddenly only one little thing goes against you, and it's at the 15, at 13 points, just like that.
A spectacular 3-point play completed by Andre Albisi. And the lead is double digits once again. Sestina fakes the three, attacks, goes up strong. Fouled in the act of shooting, he'll go to the free throw line for 2.
That's a nice move by Sestina. And interesting, Gran Canaria's defense, the help always comes from the big man. So if the big man gets beaten off the dribble, Sestina said there's nobody coming to help. English is supposed to come over. So Balcerowski saying, hey, I'm helping you. Nobody wants to help me.
So Sestina can't get the first free throw to fall. 87% shooter from the stripe in this his first season in the EuroCup.
That's 7th miss they've made tonight. That's 7 points gone wasted. Okay, Jones has righted his wrongs. Sestina, his whole game is shooting the basketball. Right off Turk Telekom Ankara at your peril. But you just have the feeling that Gran Canaria, at this point in time, surely have got too many weapons to lose this lead.
So Vito has his shot blocked by Sestina on the rotation to deny the field goal attempt of Vitor Benite. Catching as a shooter, Axel Boutai drills another deep ball from downtown. 4 of 7 from long range to move to 14 points in the game. And it's a single-digit deficit once again, faced by Turk Telekom Ankara. Damien Inglis, one-on-one down in the low post, bullying his way to the basket, drawing the double team and the foul. He'll go to the free throw line for 2.
That's a better move from Inglis. I said to you, he's got to take it right through the chest of the shot blocker. Don't try to finesse him or shuffle him around. Go right at him. That time Jones on his heels, not able to guard him, and he picks up his foul. Inglis, lesson learned. See that there on the difference. Time before he was trying to bounce and move him gently. This time he said, rip right through, right at him. Don't let him set his feet. Jones is built like a concrete wall.
So Damien Inglis to the free throw line for the first time tonight. 71% free throw shooter on the season.
Now, the objective if you're Ankara, you were down by 22. You forget about the 22-point deficit. What you want to be is, with about 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter, not now, is to be within 2 or 3 points. They don't, because if you do it too quickly, Gran Canaria will go on a run.
Tony Taylor, mid-range J, off left and short. Tyreek Jones fighting for the offensive board, and he's drawn the foul because of his tenacity on the offensive glass against Damien Inglis. Trip to the free throw line, forthcoming for Tyreek Jones, who has found his stroke to go 8 of 12 from the free throw line. So what odds that he's going to end up 10 of 14 after this pair from 15 feet away?
Well, that is a difficult call. Balcerowski tangled up with him, and has picked up his 4th foul, and Diop has got 4 fouls as well. So now the 2 operable bigs of Gran Canaria in big foul trouble. Schörner, who's been rested through most of this quarter, I'd imagine because he's got 3 fouls. And now what do you do if you coach Lakovic? Because if you put Schörner back in, you risk him picking up his 4th. The referee's a bit free with the whistles right now. Do you suffer the Balcerowski or Diop? He's gone with Stevic, which is not a bad solution. If in doubt, bring a 14-year veteran off the bench.
Mention the appearances for Tyreek Jones, Oliver Stevic, in his 113th appearance tonight, number 12 all-time in the EuroCup, as he's posting up in the paint. Ball with Albisi. Pull-up 3 from Albisi. Long and off right, rebound Jerian Grant, turns on the Jets to blaze down court. Flat pass to Sestina, 3-pointer bucket, and it's game on here in the 7-day EuroCup final. Turk Telekom Ankara have reduced a lead that was as large as 22 down to a 2-possession affair. They're trailing by just 6.
As you say, they've done it over and over again. And they're doing it with an unusual lineup. They say they have that core of 6 players, and there's always one that comes up big for them. For me, Yagmur was outstanding at the start of the quarter. He gave them the energy to get them back in. Now, have they got enough in their arsenal to get them over the line and get them in front?
So 3 3-point field goals in quick succession for Turk Telekom Ankara. Brasino using a screen from Stevic. Kicked out. Damien Inglis deep in the shot clock. Euro step. Albisi for 3. Snatched at it off the front iron. Towering rebound for Tyreek Jones, who is mugged between a pincer movement of Nicholas Brasino and Damien Inglis. And still the player's reluctant to give up possession of the pill. That's how much it means. And we've had a whistle on that play.
Well, Jones is the sort of rebounder that when he gets a rebound, it stays rebounded. He's not used to somebody coming and sticking his hands in there. So credit to Nick Brasino for getting in there and staying with it. See that Jones is ready to flex with the ball, and suddenly, as you said, the pincer movement, Inglis and Brasino come after him.
So jump ball at the nearest circle. Tyreek Jones against Nicholas Brasino. And the tip still up for grabs, and it's controlled by Turk Telekom Ankara. Tony Taylor just looking in the direction of Erdem Can. Now Oliver Stevic is saying, hold on a minute, why is Erdem Can out of his box and on the court? That's a violation. The official not interested as the three-pointer launched off the pull-up by Tony Taylor. Can't find the range.
Yeah, the timing on that shot was poor. You've given Gran Canaria plenty of time to get a good shot to close out the period.
Albisi has to scramble, gets it back to Brasino. Deep three-pointer off the mark.
Wow.
And even somebody with the prowess on the offensive boards of Oliver Stevic, the 4th leading offensive rebounder of all time, can't reel in that one before the end of quarter buzzer. What a quarter by Turk Telekom Ankara, putting 22 points on the board while shackling Gran Canaria to just 11. And that is how they have whittled down a lead that was as large as 22 down to just 6. Gran Canaria 61, Turk Telekom Ankara 55. Some of the action from the second half. Nicholas Brasino drilling a three-pointer to put his team up by 20 at 53-33. But then we were treated to the Tyreek Jones show, because it was all Tyreek Jones who scored 8 points straight in a variety of ways, and we're seeing the rim rattling dunks because high free throws don't necessarily make good highlights, but there is drawing a charge, sinking all of his free throws. Tyreek Jones was simply outstanding.
Yeah, he's been terrific. He's been the inspiration. As I said, the spark plug was Mehmet Yakmur, but Jones has been the one who's got them right back into it. A little bit of circus action, Albasi, but that's been the source of points for Gran Canaria in this third period. Think how easy it was for them to score in the first half. They're having to work their socks off. Only 11 points, minus 10 points, second quarter to third for them. That's a worrying sign. Ankara, meanwhile, their offense is getting better period by period. And, you know, we're spectators. We just want a great game. So we're loving this. Free throw misses, a big issue for Turk Telekom. And the turnovers, they calmed them down as well in that fourth period.
So Dejan Bodirega, president of EuroLeague Basketball, presenting the trophy tonight. Now, after the first half, it looked as though they were putting Gran Canaria colours on the 7 Days EuroCup trophy. But my goodness, as they have demonstrated all campaign long, Turk Telekom Ankara with other ideas. And it hasn't been held to skelter the manner in which they've fashioned this fight back. They've done it through their own philosophy and are right back into this one. A 2-possession affair with 10 minutes to go on the road.
Well, we said in the first quarter, it looked like this game was going to come down to Ankara's ability to stop Gran Canaria from scoring. That's what they've done in the third quarter. Can they do it again in the fourth period? All down to their defensive quality.
So the final quarter underway. There's the 5 on the floor for Turk Telekom Ankara. Vitor Benite picking the pocket of Jerry and Grant. A rather careless turnover to give his team a poor start to the final period. Dispossessed.
Well, Stevic couldn't be more open there.
Oh my goodness.
They end up from a wide open layup to a turnover. This is where the nerves start to come in a little bit, because all it takes is a couple of the players starting to thinking about what they're going to look like with a EuroLeague emblem on their shirt instead of a EuroCup one, and thinking how great it's going to be the parade when we win the championship.
Got to stay in the moment to Sestina one-on-one with Damien Inglis. Jerian Grant sees an open baseline, begins to attack it, comes back into the lane, stops around the dots and contorting his body with beautiful control to sink that short-range J and move to 12 points in the game.
Yeah, the turnover at one end, the score at the other. And this is what Ankara wants to do. They want to grind their way back into this game.
So Benite working the dribble, kicks to the wing, Damien Inglis for three, and he lands it. Damien Inglis from downtown. He hit a corner three-pointer from the opposite corner in the semi-final win, where he was 1 of 1, hitting his only three-point attempt, and that is a big bucket to make it a 3-score game once again.
Yeah, that's a huge basket there from Inglis, because that puts pressure back to Ankara. They're going to have to get some three-point scores or opportunities. Salvo, who I thought was really excellent off the bench in the first half, he's the one who's taking the gauntlet of trying to stop Butai from getting open for three, because that's the weapon that Ankara wants right now.
Tony Taylor running into Oliver Stevic, who moved his feet magnificently. Difficult pull-up three, long and off right, both hands on the basketball from Tyreek Jones. Now, Mikel Salvo is insisting that his coach, Jaka Lakovic, uses his coach's challenge.
Well, in the emotion of the moment, Salvo may have got excited about it. The thing he's got to ask is he has to be certain that Stevic did not touch that last. Well, it looks like the referees have turned the call around.
Without a review.
That's honours to Granca on that call. Now they've got to get the offense back on track.
Damien Inglis with the bounce pass feed down low. Oliver Stevic pads his stats by getting his own offensive rebound. It's a recycled 14 for Gran Canaria. Threading the needle, getting all the way out to the wing, and the three-point attempt was down, only to rattle back out.
Well, that basket didn't count. That one went in and out just like Jones's dunk. That should have counted.
Jerian Grant working the dribble. He's almost lost it, but got it to Tyreek Jones. Ball movement around the perimeter, spin move, cradling the rock, and the shooter's roll doesn't favor Axel Butai. Gang rebound, ultimately secured by Ferran Bassas.
Great defense from Granca. They know that Butai wants to shoot the three.
Damien Inglis has lost the basketball, turning it over. 2 turnovers in this quarter already, just over 2.5 minutes gone. Jerian Grant, no travel. Got to be a travel, surely, hasn't it? I thought he came back down before he offloaded the ball.
It was either going to be a travel or a charge. The referee's called the turnover. Fascinating. Coach Lakovic not panicking. No question that was a turnover. He's not rushing to get Schörner back out there. Slaughter's resting his heels right now. See, Coach Lakovic knows the dynamic. He knows that Ankara want to be close in the last few minutes of the game. He's saving his big guns. He doesn't want to run out of steam.
Spin move Inglis. Oh, but he's been called for a travel on the baseline spin move. Basket will not count.
What a cruel game basketball is sometimes. Don't forget round 7. I'm not certain about that.
Wow. We've seen more blatant travels not called. That one marginal at best, but it's gone against Damien Inglis. Another turnover. The third of the quarter. With just over 3 minutes gone, as Boutte pulls up off right by some distance. Tony Taylor snaring a rebound he had no right to. Sestina off the mark. Tony Taylor in there battling again.
Wow, and Inglis is having a rough night tonight. As I say, round 7, he has a career-high 28 points. Tonight, he can't get anything. That travel was a bad call. This, though, is a foul he should not be committing. He's been out-hustled by Yilmaz for a rebound on his own boards. He's got to block out better.
Yeah, that PIR of 28 in that round 7 win. No such good fortune for Inglis tonight. He's battled, he's come up with some flashes. He's taken a seat on the bench, having been called for foul number 3. Tony Taylor using the dribble, offloads. Three-pointer is off the mark. John Schörner got both hands on the basketball. The foul committed by Erkan Yilmaz as he looked to secure his own miss. I think it's Erkan Yilmaz.
Well, Schöne has tiptoed into the game very quietly and straight away something positive. Okay, it's just a foul that's been called, but that's something that keeps the possession. Coach Lakovic says to the referee, come on, you've got to call that quicker. And that's Taylor. I think that's his fourth foul.
So Taylor taking a seat on the sideline. He the first Turk Telekom Ankara player with 4 fouls. Mehmet Yagmur checking into the game. Sideline possession for Gran Canaria. Full court pressure being applied, and Tony Taylor not a happy man. Michael Eric looking to cool him down, but Tony Taylor not in the mood to hear it right now. He wants to be out there fighting with his team.
Oh, illegal screen, Stevic. Now, what you hate, you know, referees are going to call the fouls that they see. So you're not disputing whether or not the referees are seeing fouls, but the game is becoming scrappy. And that first half, it was all free-flowing basketball, easy buckets. And now there's calls being made left and right. You get an illegal screen. At the other end, Taylor getting a scrappy attempt at a steal. Which team can respond to this disruption the best?
So passing out of a double team, Tyreek Jones beneath the free throw line. Mutai driving, kick to the corner. 3-pointer is fired. He goes glass from an almost impossible angle. Mehmet Yagmur was seemingly in line with the backboard, but still managed to kiss it off the window for a 3-pointer that brings his team back to within 4. An incredible shot.
Well, I said to you, Yagmur was the spark plug that got his team going defensively in the third quarter. Here in the fourth, is he going to become an offensive spark plug? I said that seventh man for Ankara, you never know who it is who's going to step up and play the minutes. It's Yagmur. Is it his turn to be the hero tonight?
First field goal attempt of the game, and that was an improbable shot that he made, going glass on a baseline 3-pointer.
He did not mean to hit that off the glass.
Of course he did. He called it. Didn't you hear him?
Yeah, as much as Albacete did not mean to make that over-the-head circus shot.
AJ Slaughter for 3 off the back iron. Rebound secured by Yilmaz. Yilmaz pushing aggressively before bringing it back out. Probing with the dribble. It's Grant now. With Gran Canaria in a matchup D.
I love the defense. Miguel Salva's playing on Butai, not letting him get anywhere near the ball for the 3-point shot.
Grant into the lane, turn around, Jay, count the bucket, and it is good. He'll go to the free throw line looking to add one more. A terrific score by Jerian Grant. Found his rhythm on the bump and grind of low post basketball. Took it to the chest of AJ Slaughter and not only got the field goal to fall, he'll go to the free throw line looking to add one more.
That's a play. You talk about the experience of Slaughter. He's got to know that Grant is going to power it over him. He's got to commit that foul on the floor.
So Jerian Grant to the free throw line for the first time tonight. He's unable to complete the 3-point play, but runs down his own offensive rebound. Gran Canaria sluggish on that particular play. Jerian Grant most alert and had the tenacity to run down his own miss. Double teamed in the mid post. Tyreek Jones spinning off Khalifa Diop. Diop on the floor with 4 fouls. And it's a shot clock violation on a solid defensive stance by Gran Canaria after Jerian Grant did an outstanding job to secure his own free throw miss.
And here's that man Salvo, or just saying how great defense he's playing on Butai. Then he reads the shot clock and he knows that all he's got to do is take away the jump shot from Yagmur and force the impossible. And that's where the turnover came.
Salvo spinning baseline. Ball down low, shot forced up. It's a traveling violation against Mikel Salvo.
Of course, you sing his praises and then he throws the ball away. He just lost control of the basketball, and yes, he shuffled his feet. Could have caused trouble several times. Look, he's picked his feet up all over the place. But don't take nothing away from the defense he's played. But this game, wow. Turk Telekom Ankara, the team that just won't stay dead.
And look at this, swings in scoring. 21-10 to Gran Canaria in the second quarter. 22-11 for Turk Telekom Ankara in the third. As we take a pause to enjoy the 7 days magic moment, and it comes in a transition opportunity for Andrew Albisi, who initiated the contact, anticipated the foul, and then got a really difficult field goal to go from around 13 feet away. Look at that, from practically 15 feet at the free throw line, arm out perpendicular, flipping it up and finding the bottom of the bucket. A terrific play by Andrew Albisi, the 7 days magic moment. Applauded by the legendary figure on the sideline, that it is coach Jaka Lakovic. So a low-scoring fourth quarter thus far.
Hey guys, he's the moment, eh? He's in need.
Well, of course, Ron, you know, this is exactly where Ankara wanted the game to be. I said they wanted to get close, but they don't want to get ahead too early, because I'm sure it's put so much energy just to get back into this. What they're seeking to do is just to get well, they want to be in front by 1 point after 40 minutes. That's what they want. Here we are, midway to the fourth. They're within a bucket. The game is being played at a snail's pace. It's almost as if Coach Chan knew something was going to happen.
A one-possession affair. Gran Canaria have scored just one field goal so far, a three-pointer from Damien Inglis. Three-pointer off the back iron. AJ Slaughter secures the defensive rebound.
Well, that's a great play drawn up by Coach Chan, and Butai, you would have backed all day long to make that three.
So Diop rolling to the bucket. Ball doesn't come his way. He was wide open momentarily. Comes to set another pick. Rolls to the lane. AJ Slaughter keeping his dribble alive. Calling for a screen from Diop. Slaughter goes the other way. Ball didn't leave his hands. Pulls the trigger from three. What a rebound by Tyreek Jones. Flirting with a double-double. That his 9th board of the game.
Yeah, once again, that was one of those rebounds. Ball stayed rebounded once he got a hold of it.
So Jerry and Grant looking to repeat what he did on the previous trip down the floor when he scored out of the low post. This time he turns baseline. This one short. Jagmer snares the board, but he steps out of bounds. But you cannot fault the man's hustle. Tyreek Jones getting some love from the fans in the expensive seats on the baseline, and he's saying, well, hold on, I'm putting in a shift here, man. Somebody come and help me up.
Well, you know, no such thing as a prima donna, but how about the hustle Mehmet Jagmer is doing? He is just throwing himself all over the court. And, you know, forget the 3 points. It's the hustle, the defense. Now, Tony Taylor, your number is being called. 2 of 6 from the field tonight. Ankara needs something from the number 21.
So it's AJ Slaughter using screens from Diop, who rolls to the bucket. He's had his pocket picked. 2-on-1 opportunity. Taylor keeps it himself.
Foul.
If that's an offensive foul, he is gone.
Wow.
5 fouls. Tony Taylor checking back in with 4. And then commits the push-off in transition. When he had a 2-on-1 opportunity, elected to keep it himself and has committed that 5th foul. He'll take no further part in the game.
And he ran off the court. And that's frustration with himself. And he just runs out of the game. Just frustration. And the reason, it's not whether or not it's a good call or a bad call, it's the risk. Taylor has to evaluate the situation. Is it worth risking the referee calling an offensive foul because I've pushed off? And he knows it. You know, he's going to say it's a bad call, but don't put yourself in the situation. Just stop, wait. We've got the ball, it's a great steal.
He had Tyreek Jones accompanying him on a 2-on-1, and we know what Tyreek Jones can do once he gets a foot in the lane on the break.
Now, what Ankara has to do is to stay focused. Referees, a couple of calls have gone against them, and so now they need to stay concentrating on their game plan.
Next foul by either team will be in the penalty. John Schurner with another trifecta off the tiptoes. A terrific performance. 3 out of 4 from long range. But the context of this bucket is notable indeed. Under pressure from a rotating Turk Telekom Ankara defender. But John Schurner was locked in. He let it fly, and he landed it from downtown to make it a 2-possession affair.
That's a huge play from Schurner, and dare I say a mistake by Yilmaz. Albasi penetrates, he's looking to pass the basketball. He should have stayed home with the shooter.
Well, 5 points the advantage deep into regulation. Let's listen into Erdem Can. Well, the home fans doing their best to energize their squad. This has been a physical, attritional game. The pocket of Turk Telekom Ankara supporters letting their team know that they've still got some love in the Turk Telekom, in the Gran Canaria Arena as well. This one has arrived at money time. It is a 2-possession affair. Coach Erdem Can's squad battling their way back into contention after being down by 22 at 46-24 in the second quarter. It's Yagmer handling, rotates it to Tyreek Jones, cutting aggressively before dribbling towards the baseline is Butai. Yagmer back to Sestina. Sestina pull up Jay off the dribble, off the back iron, towering rebound reeled in by Andrew Albisi. Schöner attacks the baseline, short corner Jay off the mark. Khalifa Diop couldn't get a fingertip on it. Back comes Jerry and Grant as Turk Telekom Ankara looking to turn up the tempo.
Great defense from Gran Canaria. Both series, even though they've committed the foul there, taking Butaya out of that three-point play, wanting to get the shot away. Both times couldn't get the shot off, forcing the miss. The defense of Gran Canaria stepping up. Okay, Brusino commits the foul there, but in the half court, difficult. Ankara wants to score in transition now, but free throws, because they're in the bonus. Granca, they can be aggressive defensively. They're not at risk of losing players through foul problems, but they're going to have to keep scoring.
So Erdem Can was inquiring about the possibility of an unsportsmanlike from his position over on the sideline. So basket prior to the off-ball foul.
Well, I think Sestina's made the score, so they're trying to ask if the basket should have counted. He hadn't even shot the ball when the whistle was blown.
So Sasha Pukol confirming that the basket will not count. 5 points the deficit being faced by Turk Telekom Ankara, and a trip to the free throw line forthcoming for Jerry and Grant, who's only shot one free throw tonight. We're looking to complete a three-point play. And you see his averages on the season, his MVP season. Nails the first of this pair.
Well, it'll be a
trip to the foul line makes it a one-possession affair. 2.5 minutes remaining.
Well, I was just to say, it'll be a remarkable comeback if Ankara can complete it, but they are exactly where they wanted to be. If you told Coach Chan when he was down 22 that with 2 minutes left, he'd be within 3 or 4 points, he'd have bitten your arm off. And now you've got Schöner missing threes as well. That's the law of averages.
Khalifa Diop battling on the offensive boards and deflecting it off a Turk Telekom Ankara player. Terrific hustle by him. Mehmet Yagmer didn't know much about the ball that was bulleted in his direction. And it's a recycled 14 for Gran Canaria. Tough catch, Khalifa Diop. Trip to the free throw line with Turk Telekom Ankara in the penalty, but Khalifa Diop has hit the deck. Let's hope that he's okay. Oh my goodness.
Well, if you say to him, that's one of those ones, is that going to hurt? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, actually that does hurt.
That's harsh. That's a harsh assessment, Martin, man.
Well, he was standing there thinking about it for a second. So, is that going to hurt? Oh yeah, he does.
So now it's a trip to the free throw line after that low blow endured by Khalifa Diop. And it could be so disruptive that he may not be able to shoot the foul shot.
Well, strategically as well, is there a better option at the free throw line?
Yep, he's a 60% free throw shooter this season, Khalifa Diop. 57% for his career.
You better believe
coming in is Vitor Benite, who was 7 out of 7 in the semi-final. A career high in terms of free throws made for Vitor Benite. And he has come in, and that's why Erdem Can is not a happy man.
Well, of course he's not happy, because you've gone from a 60% shooter to a 100% free throw shooter. You know, okay, so Khalifa Diop's taking a knock where you don't want to get hurt. He's laying around on the floor. You don't think Coach Lakovic was like to his medical team, you get out there quick. You know, this is gamesmanship. This is championship basketball.
So Vitor Benite to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Strings it.
They probably went up to Diop and said, yeah, you really are hurt. Khalifa probably didn't even know he was hurt as bad as he was.
So Vitor Benite, 2 out of 2 from the free throw line to make it a 2-possession affair once again. His team up by 5. 2 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in regulation.
So this game comes down to Ankara's defense. Of course, they've got the score, but can they get the stops they need?
Catching on the curl, letting it fly off long and right, but then Vitor Benite can't control the defensive board. He touched it last, and it will remain Turk Telekom Ankara possession.
Well, to say Axel Boutai has been missing in action here in the second half for Ankara.
Threading the needle on the inbound pass to Tyreek Jones. Tyreek Jones intelligently holding up the basketball till Grant had both feet back in bounds. Double team on the basketball. Yagmur driving. Now what's the call here? Is somebody out of bounds?
Caught him stepping on the sideline.
Oh dear me.
Turnover just when you could do without them.
Well, we've been at pains to point out that concentration and execution are crucial, and Yagmur by the finest of margins breaching the sideline, but those are the margins that determine outcomes in elite sport.
Well, every basketball court in the world's the same size. You should know where the white line is.
AJ Slaughter one-on-one against Mehmet Yagmur. Matchup zone being played. AJ Slaughter looking to attack the space, swatted away by Tyreek Jones for his first block of the game. Sestina, offensive foul. Is that the call out? BC
wow.
Getting position, drawing the charge on Nathan Sestina. What a sequence. Tyreek Jones with the rejection, sparking a transition opportunity, and here comes Nathan Sestina, and I think that's a good call.
Well, that's why they don't give me a whistle. It maybe smells of a no call. That's all I'm saying. Is that the time to make that one? I'm not, but you know, I'm not judging the referees. The referee's going to call what they call. The worst thing for Ankara is it's not reviewable. They can't call whether or not if it's a foul.
BC planted both feet outside the defensive semicircle. He appeared to be rooted to the spot, but as you say, the call is in the book.
Yeah, the only review is whether or not he's in the defensive semicircle. You're not if he's not in the semicircle, the foul stands.
He concedes well outside, clear daylight between his heels and the defensive halo.
Well, I mean, credit BC off the back of that turnover. I suppose there are quicker options for Ankara. It's Sestina just probably can't believe what's happened there, and they're leaving that as an offensive foul. That's a huge call.
So Nate Sestina called for the offensive foul. No score, and it remains a 5-point lead with 1:24 remaining in regulation. And the decibel level dialed up to maximum here at the Gran Canaria Arena. Their team, the home team, in an advantageous position. Turk Telekom Ankara have led just once but credit to them for reducing a lead that was as large as 22 down to a single possession affair multiple times in this fourth quarter. Oh my goodness. John Schörner committing the breach of the sidelines to give away the turnover.
On his home floor. You know, I was joking saying, you know, the basketball court is the same throughout the EuroCup. Everyone's got the same. But that is unforgivable at home. A gym, his court floor, he's probably shot the ball 1,000 times today on, let alone in the season.
So Jerry and Grant with his team down by 5, a minute left in regulation, offloads to Boutai. Boutai pursued by Diop. Flat pass goes to the wing, 3-pointer fired. It's long and off right. Jerry and Grant fighting for the rebound. Who touched it last?
Wow.
That is a big call.
That's great hustle by Grant, because he should no way have got that rebound. And great call by Coach Chan, having the faith to go to Yilmaz, because that's not the option I would have gone with. You need Boutai to be open, but instead they had Yilmaz. He had a good look. Can't make the three-point shot.
Yilmaz 0 of 3 from the field in this game. That his second three-point attempt. So who touched this basketball last? Oh, wow.
Well, the original call is for Turk Telekom.
Indeed.
So the question is, does the video prove the referee got it wrong? And I think the answer is going to be no.
Yeah, looks as though it will reaffirm what they have stated.
But if they called it the other way, I wouldn't have turned it around either. So that really is, this is the thing we have to try to make clear with our audience about the instant replay system. It's to try to find if there's a mistake. It's not to say what's the right call, was the original call incorrect? And the referee cannot say no. And suddenly I'd say Coach Chan's neck's getting better.
So end line possession, 14 seconds on it. Boutai working the dribble, stepping, no travel, pulls the trigger, long and off left. Excuse me, with the rebound.
Salvo's defense run on Boutai has been nothing short of remarkable in this second half.
So the final 30 seconds, the clock is the friend as Albisi penetrates, no help. But they're milking the clock. Tough J attempted by AJ Slaughter. The rebound secured by Brasino on the tip. And now the celebrations are going to begin. Because if they make both of these free throws, it's already a 2-score affair with 15.7 seconds remaining. Both of these free throws will leave Turk Telekom Ankara requiring a basketball miracle.
Well, Brasino will be the hero for keeping that ball alive. And it truly will not show up in a stat sheet, and no one will sing his praises. But hats off to Miguel Salvo, because he has been draped around Axel Boutai like a cheap suit in the second half. Boutai has not been able to get a shot off, and so in the fourth quarter, Ankara's offense deserted them. Granca's isn't much, is worse actually, but Ankara needed to score. Their defense has been good enough.
Andre Albisi 0 of 2, dying seconds. Oh, but then Andre Albisi with the steal, he's going to race away for the layup. That's a goaltend by Tyreek Jones. And after going 0 of 2 from the free throw line, Andre Albisi with the steal and the field goal after Tyreek Jones commits the goaltend. And surely this margin of advantage now out of sight for Turk Telekom Ankara, because it would require a capitulation of concentration from Gran Canaria and Turk Telekom Ankara to make some miracle threes.
Well, they need to make a 3 just to make it interesting, but Albisi had to recover from missing 2 free throws like that with another steal. 10 steals Granca have got so far tonight. Wow, their defense has been the difference in this fourth period.
So there you see how hard-fought and low-scoring the final quarter has been. Grinded out basketball in effect, but Gran Canaria, crucially, with their noses in front after that goaltend of Andre Albisi's field goal attempt after his 3rd steal of the game.
honestly, listening in there on Coach Chan's conversation, how Ankara will rue the missed opportunities. Tony Taylor fouling out with just 4 points. Axel Butay virtually scoreless in the second half, and yet still come up with 14 points. The turnovers at the wrong time, the offensive foul on Sestina. And for Gran Canaria, they've just been majestic at home all season. They're going to finish out with a perfect home record, which gives them the ultimate reward.
So Butay working the dribble, gets the three-point shot away, and he goes glass to string it. Well, that is some response from Axel Butay, who really had his difficulties from downtown in the field in the second half, but befitting his reputation as the semi-final MVP, Axel Butay coming up with a big bucket to keep things interesting in the closing stages. Only 4 seconds of regulation remain, and it is a 2-score affair. Gran Canaria with a 4-point advantage, and again, that just underlines how important that stealing goaltended field goal was for Andra Bisi.
Yeah, the steal, that's individual play, and the made free throws. Gran Canaria made 12 of 17, Turk Telekom 14 of 23.
Nico! Jay! Vitor! Go! Aqui! Andrew! Jay! Andrew! Go! Jay! Go! Nico! Here! Joga here!
AJ, look at this
Keep
ball.
the ball! Keep the ball! Not you!
I think you heard somebody in the huddle say, AJ, keep the ball. And as they were breaking out, Jakalakovic said, not you, pointing at Khalifa Diop. He doesn't want him with the ball in his hands when this inevitable foul comes in the event that Turk Telekom Ankara don't bag the steal that they need.
Well,
that's the first order of business.
Where you going walking on the court? Sit your big backside down. 5 free throw shooters on the floor.
Indeed.
But the way this game has gone, crazier things have happened.
So Turk Telekom Ankara will look to steal the inbound pass. If they don't secure the steal that they need, they will look to foul immediately. So Tyreek Jones face guarding the inbounder. They get the ball to Andra Bisi. That's the first job done. There's the foul. Is committed by Erkan Yilmaz, and it will send Andra Bisi to the free throw line. Now Andra Bisi went 0 of 2 on his previous trip to the stripe.
I promise you he's going to make 2. Because he just missed 2. What is his shooting percentage from the free throw line for the season? I bet you he's 85.
79% from the stripe
he's an 80%
this
free throw shooter.
Yeah.
He misses 2. That means he's going to at least make 2, because that's 50%. He's not going to go 0 for 4.
So,
in a 1.6 seconds, something crazy would have to happen for Ankara to lose this one now. Get back. Although, there he goes. Well, he missed the second one on purpose.
And that'll do it. After 4 pulsating quarters of basketball, Gran Canaria have prevailed in this bruising encounter to hoist the 7 days EuroCup aloft for the first time in their history. Gran Canaria are the 7 days EuroCup champions, completing a perfect season on home floor, winning 13 games out of 13. The team with the best regular season record, underlining their superiority with a terrific run through the postseason, culminating in victory over the doggedly determined Turk Telekom Ankara that will see them crowned as the 7 days EuroCup champions and compete in the Turkish Airlines EuroLeague next season. Final score here from the Gran Canaria Arena is Gran Canaria 71, Turk Telekom Ankara 67. So the celebrations abound among the home supporters and the players. Disappointment in the traveling contingent of fans who made their way from the Turkish capital. Oliver Stevic wearing that black band on his jersey in a show of solidarity and remembrance for the young people who lost their lives during that tragic mass shooting in the capital of his homeland, Serbia. But in terms of the here and now, it is Gran Canaria who are the champions. Let's hear from Andrea Bisi.
What are your first thoughts after the victory?
I don't know, I want to say congrats to Turk Telekom to give game like that. I think everybody enjoys this game. We do our fucking job, that's it. We fight, we make the great play, and we just win, and I'm just happy for all the fans. Look, the gym is amazing, so I'm just so happy to win my first EuroCup, so that's it. I want to enjoy it. Thank you.
Well, apologies for the colourful language during the course of that post-game interview from Andrea Bisi, but it is understandable. He is tonight's player of the game, coming up with crucial plays at both ends of the floor, and after having lost in so many semi-finals, making it through to the final and will hoist the trophy aloft as the player of the game. What a performance. So Andrea Bisi, one of the key players in tonight's game. The MVP will be determined later on, but there are many candidates from the Gran Canaria club, including that man, John Schöner, who exploded in the second quarter, putting 13 straight points on the board, ending with a total of 18. Erdem Can bitterly disappointed. But what a season he and his team have produced. What competitive spirit, what desire, demonstrating a never-say-die attitude throughout their entire campaign.
Well, you're always looking for a twist to the tail, but there's no twist when you've got the best team in the championship.
What message do you want to leave to this supporter?
Thank you, fans, because it's them and our players who brought us this trophy to Gran Canaria, and it's here to stay forever. They become legends, and this is it. Great night, and nothing. Very happy, very happy. Thank you.
Coming up with crucial plays to always have that edge when the visitors were making their run.
Well, they gave themselves a 22-point lead and then just had to fight and cling on to it as long as they could. Worthy winners as well. The #1 seed throughout the season, the best record in the regular season, and undefeated in the playoffs. Worthy champions.
So the presentation party in position.
Mr. Angel Victor Torres, President of the Government of the Canary Islands, will be presenting the trophy to the runner-up team, Turk Telekom Ankara.
So Mr. Angel Victor Torres, President of the Government of the Canaries, will distribute the runner-up trophy to the captain of Turk Telekom Ankara, Semir Den. Not a trophy that any team or any player wants to collect, because just a couple of hours ago they were in contention. Indeed, up until a couple of minutes ago they were in contention to get their hand on that season-ending first-place prize. But here, the gap between them now, both in terms of accomplishment and emotion, well, it's a chasm.
Well, they'll remember this, they'll remember this tomorrow. Tonight, you just suffer the disappointment, feel the pain.
So John Schöner has just been announced as the MVP of the 7 Days EuroCup after his scintillating performance, leading all scorers with 18 points in the game.
EuroCup final MVP is John Schöner from Gran Canaria. The award will be presented by Mr. Antonio Morales, President
So Mr.
of
Antonio Morales, the President of the Government Albedo presenting John Scherner with the MVP trophy after a fantastic performance. 13 straight points in the second quarter, ending with a game-high total of 18, 3 of 5 from downtown, and he is the MVP indeed, underpinning Gran Canaria's trophy-winning season.
Basketball, don Ángel Víctor Torres, presidente del gobierno de Canarias, don Chitapa Sabané, presidente de nuestro club, harán entrega de las medallas de la final de EuroCup 7 Days al equipo campeón del Club Baloncesto Gran Canaria.
Ladies and gentlemen, now Mr. Dejan Bodiroga, President of the EuroLeague Basketball, Mr. Ángel Víctor Torres, President of the Government of Canary Island, and Mr. Sitafa Sabané, President of Club Baloncesto Gran Canaria, will present the medals to the 2023 7 Days EuroCup Final Champion, Team Gran Canaria!
Con el 5, el más listo de la clase.
Announcement of Gran Canaria as the 7 Days EuroCup champions receives a rapturous ovation from the crowd here at the Gran Canaria Arena. Leading the presentation party is President of the EuroLeague, Mr. Dejan Bodiroga, legendary player.
Con el 18, nuestro califa,
Damien Inglis, becoming or joining 20 other players as a 2-time EuroCup champion. Only one man has been a 3-time winner, that was Rafa Martinez of Valencia in 2010, 2019 and 2021. But Damien Inglis securing that title in 2021 with AS Monaco, and now here a champion with Gran Canaria. Hit a crucial 3-pointer did Damien Inglis in his 6-point outing. Nicolas Brasino, the first Argentinian to win the EuroCup in 20 years. Vitor Benitez, the first ever Brazilian to win the EuroCup title. JP Batista in 2008 was a runner-up with Vitas Vilnius. And what a wonderful moment for that man. Andre Albisi, such a fantastic servant of EuroCup basketball, coming away with the prize, as is the legendary figure of Oliver Stevic.
Well, it's a magical moment, Ron, for a magical team. They've been on a run that they will remember to the end of their days. And as you said, worthy champions, and a great club performance as well. Coach Lakovic said these fans have been special as well. They followed this team through thick and thin, and on the night when it meant the most, they were able to get over the hump and come up with a legendary performance, and they're about to receive a trophy from a legendary player. We know him as the president of the EuroLeague, but Dejan Bodiroga is no slouch of a player in his old time.
Mr. Dejan Bodiroga will hand the champion trophy of the 2022-2023 EuroCup Finals to Team Gran Canaria!
Todos abajo, todos abajo, todos abajo. Todos abajo, Marea, todos abajo.
Held up as one of the better EuroCup teams of all time with their one-loss record throughout the season to defend the home court to the championship, up against all odds to beat a team for the third time of asking. It's just a tremendous moment in the history of Gran Canaria.
So Gran Canaria become the 5th Spanish team to win the 7 days EuroCup. Valencia won it 4 times. Real Madrid in 2007. Jovan took Barcelona a year later, and Unicaja Malaga in 2017. As the celebrations continue in the stands, and will no doubt go on into the night here in Gran Canaria, because this caps what has been a quite superb campaign produced by the home team. To go 13-0 on home floor is a remarkable accomplishment. At 12-0, they had already established a new club record for the most home wins in European competition. And they underlined their superiority by prevailing again for the 3rd time this campaign. Let's hear from the game's MVP.
Congratulations, the 3rd one, you get it. Which are your first thoughts about the match? Your first thoughts?
Turk Telekom's a great team. You know, they've fought this entire playoffs really hard. It's a tough match, but I don't know, I'm just happy. I don't know what to say. It's a great win in front of our home fans, and we're going to celebrate.
The thunderclap for the fans that have remained in attendance here during these celebrations. So a look inside the numbers of John Schöner. Lethal from long range, lights out from 2-point territory. In his most disappointing numbers, 50% on 2 attempts from the free throw line. But again, not only the buckets that he scored, but the manner in which he scored them and the timing as well. Jerry and Grant, the newly minted MVP, kept his team in contention, but that was a crucial 3-pointer landed by Damien Inglis.
Yeah, especially as bad of a game as Inglis was having, he had a bucket that stopped the run, shut the Ankara fans up, and just when they seemed like they were going to get there. But, you know, they got within a deuce. You know, this was a game that they almost got over the hump. What a remarkable story it could have been, but ultimately.
That turnaround, Jay, we just saw from Jerry and Grant made it the 2-point game that Martin's referring to, but then John Schöner hit a 3-pointer to put his team up by 5. Turk Telekom Ankara kept chipping away to get back to within 3 at 67-64. And then Butai hit a 3-pointer at the death to get his team back to within the 4-point margin that it ended up as. But that is the moment of confirmation. Oliver Stevic receiving the EuroCup trophy. And the confetti exploding onto the court here at the Gran Canaria Arena. All part of the post-game festivities as we take a final look inside the numbers. Neither team shooting well from the free throw line. Dead even in terms of assists. Dominance on the board from Turk Telekom Ankara, but hurt by those 5 more turnovers.
Yeah, those turnovers and missed free throws, they will rue long into their history. But it's been a fantastic season from them, and a night with so many heroes on the Gran Canaria side. Ankara had heroes of their own. They just could not get over the finish line.
2 17-point scorers in the form of Axel Butai and Tyreek Jones. 11 rebounds for Tyreek Jones as well. But John Schöner leading all with 18 points. That underpinning the offensive output of Gran Canaria. And it concludes a perfect campaign at home court. Gran Canaria 13-0 here on home floor. And now the 7 days EuroCup champions.
7 Days EuroCup in association with